Good evening and welcome to Pandora's Age, Chapter 3, our weekly post-apocalyptic gaming session live streamed. The gaming system that we'll be using is Modern Age by Green Ronin Publishing. The setting is Pandora's Wake by myself. The sound effects are by DH9 Radio's Foley Unit, Battle Bards and freesound.org. The music is by Kevin MacLeod at incompetech.com and by DH9 Radio's production unit. I will be your games master for this evening. I'm Bryan F. Irving from DH9 Radio and from Gethsemane Games. As I mentioned, we created the setting, but Green Ronin produced the rules system that we'll be using. If you enjoyed the rules system, do check out Green Ronin's website where you can pick it up at a very reasonable price from them directly. Our cast for today, beginning at the top, and I'm just checking, I've turned their microphones on this time because I did try and run a live stream the other day where I'd forgotten to put the players' mics on. But yes, they're on. So our cast from the top, we have Mark Savall as Dr. Alan Lockhart.
Greetings and salutations.
We have Ben Watson as Greg Bishop.
Hey.
He is an engineer on the oil rig. We have Sean McGuile as Jeremy Halford, co-pilot of the rescue helicopter.
Good afternoon.
We have Jenny Savall as Erin Black, primary pilot of the rescue helicopter.
Hello.
We have Chris Gibson as Anthony Burr, rescue helicopter's winchman. Chris, we really can't hear you there at all.
Hello.
Ah, that's better. Okay. And we have Marie McGowan Irving as Dr. Gail Aston, a second member of the medical team.
Hello.
And I don't think I mentioned it, but Mark Savall is playing the first member of the medical team, Dr. Alan Lockhart. Okay, so the story so far. The Pandora Event happened about 1 month ago, a strange event where the skies of Earth turned purple and the walls between our universe and another began to tear. Strange alien monstrosities began to pour through the tear in our universe and are overrunning parts of the world. In the United Kingdom, where the primary campaign is based, the government is insisting that they have managed to repel all alien incursions, although evidence is somewhat to the contrary, as alien incursions keep occurring. Currently, the party that we are dealing with are on an oil rig out in the North Sea, attempting to rescue a casualty who's required major surgery and now requires medical evacuation to the mainland. Unfortunately, they've arrived during a catastrophically bad storm, which is tearing in through one of the rips in the universe from the otherverse. With it have come two sets of monstrous creatures who are now battling for control of the food stock, better known as the oil rig workers, on the oil rig. The party are trapped on the oil rig, desperately trying to work out how to escape. So, where we left it last week, I believe you guys had just made it to the pump room, is that correct?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so, yeah.
Okay, so you've made it to the pump room after your flight across the parts of the oil rig, pursued by these strange bat-like creatures from the otherverse, and of course more of the weird amphibious men of war, which are also clambering up from the sea onto the platform. So you've dashed inside the pump room and pulled the doors closed. One of the reasons you were coming here in the first place was because Greg had suggested that the noise would keep the creatures from hearing you. So you're more than a little concerned when you arrive and the pumps are silent. What would you like to do? Ben, was Greg actually with them, or was he still trying to make it here? He was still trying to get here, yeah?
Yeah, I'm stuck in one of the accommodation blocks.
That's right.
Two guys.
Couple of
That's right. You're trapped in one of the accommodation blocks with two other oil rig workers, having tried to draw the combats away from the rescue team. So the rescue.
I
Sorry.
drew some combat. I was going to say I drew some bats away, and then they attracted some more.
They did. Actually, I'll start with you. How badly injured are you?
How badly injured am I? I think I got most of my health back through a 5-minute rest.
Okay.
I'll just get my sheet up.
Okay, so
Yeah, I'm 17 out of 22, so I'm fine.
I wouldn't entirely call that fine, but you're not on the verge of death just this second, yeah. So you and the 2 oil rig workers in the accommodation block are trying to decide what to do. You've mentioned that you've sent the helicopter team over to the thing, and they've mentioned that they want to get to the helicopter in an attempt to escape. The problem they have is only one of them can fly a helicopter, and he's only had a few hours practice. And the helicopter is currently, you don't know whether it's fueled or not. Your suggestion was to go pick up the actual crew and get the hell out of Dodge. So I'm going to go over to the rescue team at the moment. You are trapped within the pump station. You also notice a number of kind of scared faces turn in your direction as you come through the door. And it's a number of oil rig workers who've made it here as well, possibly for the same reasons as you don't know, but if it was, then they're going to be just as disappointed as you because the pumps are silent. What would you like to do?
Right. Any of the workers there know anything about the pumps and how to power them and where the generator is, etc.? Where's that?
Yes.
Is it possible to switch it back on?
Okay, several of them know the reason the pumps is not working is, as you've surmised, is because the power went out when the EMP wave hit through from the other verse. Not that they would necessarily know that's where it came from, but the power's out, so the pumps are out as well. The generator room is quite a long way from here, but the emergency backup generator is only about 20 meters from here. Not far at all. Unfortunately, it is over an exposed runway, walkway.
Is there a manual churn?
Is there a manual what, sorry?
Churn. To try and kickstart it again.
The electrics, no.
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 Who's the fastest out of all of us?
Good question. Who is the fastest out of all of you?
Well, my speed's 12.
Well, I'm going to be putting on my trainers now.
Anyone have any special dexterity skills that may help?
All I've got is piloting for dexterity. It's not going to help.
Parkour? No.
My speed's only 10.
Right.
My dexterity's not anything.
You're quite slow.
My dex is 2 and my speed's 12, so...
Mine is 1 with a speed of 11.
Yeah, it's a
Mine's
basic.
11, but I do have quick reflexes.
Sorry, say that again?
Mine's 11, but I do have quick reflexes.
Right, okay. That gives you a better chance. That's a dexterity-based focus, isn't it?
Say perception seeing, but I'm guessing novice.
Quick
Yeah,
reflexes.
quick reflexes is a talent.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
It allows you to do a free action.
Yeah.
I think in the second one, but it doesn't cost you anything to prepare an action. You don't spend it.
So like if I like fall or something or miss a jump.
I'm just thinking because we'll either need someone who's really fast or someone who's really good at sneaking to try and,
Oh, that should definitely be you, Jenny. We all know how good your characters in any game you've ever played are at sneaking.
So
Flawless.
Yeah,
here's the thing, right? Yeah. So my character,
Yep.
this character has scouting talent. You are skilled at the art of reconnaissance,
Ah.
and the power is it's at expert level on this character.
right.
And it says basically you can use the lay of the land to your advantage. If you fail a dexterity stealth test, you can re-roll it, but you must keep the second roll. Yeah.
That sounds like it'd probably be the most useful.
And then also have the observation talent.
Ah.
Right.
You notice things others do not. If you fail a perception seeing test with your chosen focus, I'm not sure why it's perception seeing test with your chosen focus.
Yeah,
That, that should be a perception test.
perception test with the seeing focus. When the character was created, seeing was the chosen focus.
Yeah.
I think there's been a bit of copy and paste plus clumsy typing without closely looking
Yeah,
at
I'm
it.
going to move the word.
my
I'm
fault.
going to move the word seeing.
Yeah.
So it says perception test with your chosen focus, comma.
Seeing. Yeah.
Seeing, comma. You can re-roll. You must keep the roll result of the second roll. So it's like stealthing along. Okay. So what's the plan then?
Well, I guess, I mean, it might be easier if you try and sneak, I guess, and you would know the layout better, wouldn't you? Than...
Why? He's one of the
Oh
helicopter
no,
team.
you're one of the helicopter.
He's the co-pilot. Yes.
Yeah, he is. I keep thinking everybody else is one of the
workers.
Yeah. Completely.
Aaron, we've been working together 15 years. How don't you remember?
Well, you haven't. You are one of the oil rig workers. The rest of them.
He was pretending he was me there at that point.
Ah, right. So, yes,
effectively. It's like, oh, we only started together last week. Yeah.
Just for those at home who don't necessarily know, if you've not been watching the full series, the main characters, only Aaron Black is one of the main characters. Everybody else is currently on this mission playing a secondary character. This is kind of a side quest for Aaron's character. Their main characters are all back on the British mainland renovating a bunker. Which
probably safe and warm and dry in bed.
Yeah, probably are.
At this point in the proceedings.
Having nice cups of tea.
Yeah.
Coffee.
But don't worry, at some point everybody's character gets a little mini side quest where other people will be playing
a chance to
temporary.
die.
Yeah.
Yes.
Die in various horrible ways.
So anyway,
by aliens, right?
Yes. So anyway, what is your plan exactly?
So is the plan that we go and start up the emergency generator?
Yes, I
Would that power the station, put the pumps back on,
Yes.
and would that then allow the main generator to kick back in?
Yes, it should help them get the main generator to kick back in. Your question is why has nobody else done this yet? There should be a way of, obviously from the main control room, turning the emergency generators on, but that was probably taken out when
computer controlled, I would say.
Yes, exactly. So the manual method that you're going to have to use is going to have to be done on site, so it's getting there. You are actually closer to it than the control room, of course. So you are very, very close. You're only about 20 meters away from it.
Well, you could easily run down there in one turn.
What's your speed?
12.
Yes, you could. Because at 12 you could do 24 with a major run, major action, 12 with a minor. Yeah.
But depending upon how breezy is it out there at this point?
It's still gale force, which is going to affect your speed quite a bit. It's going.
That's the thing. And how much cover is there?
Unfortunately, none at all.
How dark is it?
Very.
They'll be able to see, won't they?
Well, they use sound though.
You have assumed that the bat-like creatures probably use sound because they look like bats. So you've made a sort of terrestrial assumption that they will use sound. Aaron, you might know more about the tentacled creatures because you associate with Chris's other main character, who has dissected dead ones, and he has probably mentioned it. Whether or not you were paying attention, though, that's a question, isn't it? You assume they do by seeing because you know they've got 6 eyes. But give me a... that's a good question. It's going to be an intelligence test of some description to see if you were paying attention when he was telling you.
Okay.
So what intelligence focuses do you have? I'll see if any of them sound like they might be helpful at this point.
doubt it. I've got current affairs and medicine.
I'm going to give you current affairs, actually. It's
Okay.
bending the description to almost breaking point, but I'm going to allow it.
Okay.
You need a target number of 11, which is an average, to see if you were paying attention when Adam told you about the thing. Yes, you were. And you've got, with 5 stunt points, you can have a look and see what exploration stunts you might want to use. Okay, you can remember Adam telling you that these things seemed to be primarily driven, their primary sense was sight, hence the 6 eyes. But that they can see in quite low light because they're used to brackish water as well.
But we did have that incident of where they were following basically torches.
That's right.
As well.
So they will go for the brightest thing they spot as what you'd remember from when you were being chased through the subway by them.
I'll relay that. I mean, I guess maybe we could chuck a torch out in the opposite direction or something. Right, I'm just looking at the stunts.
What we need is somebody to put a coil of those LED lights around themselves. You know, the strip ones that you get on TikTok.
Yeah.
And then they can just run around screaming down the other way.
Well, yeah, but Ben's not with us at the minute, so...
Yes, and while you're thinking about what you're going to do, I'm going to cut back over to Greg Bishop. What are you doing at the moment?
After we've all rested, I do know that they're at the pump room, because I recommended them to go there.
That's
so
right.
I'd after we've all caught our breath, like rested a little bit, I'd kind of, go over the plan one more time of us getting to the pump room, meeting the pilot, rescuing a couple people on the way there. If we can, dip into a couple of buildings, get some more people, because he did say that the helicopter could hold 19 people. Yeah, right.
That's right. It's a rescue helicopter. It can hold 19 people, not including the 2 flight crew. That's assuming everybody is sitting up. But if there's a gurney, each gurney takes up 3 places.
Okay, so we could get another couple people. And then we'll start off on our journey towards the pump room. How close are we to the pump room?
You're a little bit further out. You're about 60 meters away from the pump room, and a floor up.
Bryan,
down. Sorry, the floor down.
How much cover would we have?
You've got a fair amount of cover. You reckon that the flying creatures are unlikely to see you for most of the distance till you get to within about 5-10 meters of the pump room.
Okay.
What you need to worry about is the stuff that's coming up from the bottom rather than down from the top, from where you are.
Yeah. I'll tell them that. I'll say we're probably going to be fine until we're about 10 meters away. Then we're going to have to just leg it towards the pump room.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. Just on a rough calculation there of the number of people. How many people are in the pump room with us?
There are 6 oil workers are here in addition to yourselves. There are
6, 3,
5 of you plus the casualty.
10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
No, sorry, there's not. There's 7 of you plus the casualty, because you've got 2 oil workers with you as well. I think I counted those in the 6. Sorry, no, I counted those in the 6.
Right.
Yeah.
So I've got 6 people there, an extra 2 that Greg Bishop's got with him. Yeah. That makes 8.
Yeah.
Right. Plus 3 for the casualty.
Yeah.
Right. This is seat space. That's up to 11, and then there's 5 of us. That makes 16.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Right.
Remember, 2 of you are
we've got
flight crew though, so you don't.
Oh right, take those 2 off. So 5 other people.
Yeah.
I really hope we only run into 5 other people then.
That's the helicopter capacity, obviously.
That's the
but you don't
capacity.
know that because that's a meta. Thing.
That's the.
Yeah. What you know, what Greg Bishop knows, is that there are the people he sent along there. There were 2 oil rig workers with them. there were the helicopter crew and the casualty, the medical team. So he knows there is 5 people, about 7 people, plus the casualty along there. You don't know about the other 4 oil rig workers that were already in the pump room.
That's the safe capacity, though. We could just like layer people on top of each other. And then, like,
If needs be, I could hang out the helicopter.
You mean we could throw essentials out? Yeah, just all pile in on the floor and take the seats out and throw them out the side.
just tape people to the side of the helicopter. Yeah.
Okay, well, you've got to get... Go on.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, so I'm just going to, we'll all get together and we'll go towards the pump room.
Okay, as you and the 2 guys you were with, which were... oh, God, what were they called? Bert and Ernie.
Bob and Bobford.
As you come out of their pad into the main corridor of that part of the accommodation block, you run into another group of oil workers who have kind of stuck their head out to see what's going on. Possibly because, if you remember earlier, you got Bert to check his radio when he said he thought his had been off during the EMP wave. It'd probably be okay. So he's actually called the other people in his accommodation block. So there's a group of oil rig workers waiting for you as you come out of their pad.
How many?
Looks like a dozen.
Oh dear.
I don't know that. But, oh shit.
No, you don't.
I don't know that's bad, but that is bad. Okay. I'll get them all together and I'll just say, come on guys, come on, we'll go to the pump room. I've got some friends. I don't know.
Okay. Well, on the bright side, some of them might not survive the run to the pump room.
Let's hope. Let's hope.
And there's safety in numbers. We all link arms and kick. Not all the sharps won't get all of us.
Okay.
Sorry if that was a bit deep there.
Yeah. So, Greg, you look round at the worried faces behind you. You give them a little bit of encouragement. You open the door to the accommodation block, and the rain lashes in at high speed, accompanied by this wind that's buffeting the whole rig. You get a face full of rainwater and wind, and you're off running into the night up towards the pumps. The other oil workers, some of them kind of glance at one another, and then they all pile out and run off after you. So I am going to need and you are hugely penalised on this, stealth roll.
Why are we penalised? Come on.
Well, you're penalised because there's over a dozen of you. That's kind of going to be noticed.
Man, that wasn't half bad considering my
They might not attack that many people.
They might not attack that many people, actually, yeah.
Because that looks like a whole mass of creatures coming at you. You're thinking, I might pick the one off the back, but the rest of them...
Yeah. So, what did you roll?
14. I've got a question.
Yes, go ahead.
Are any of these oil workers armed with, like, wrenches and stuff?
Some of them have wrenches and stuff. They've got, like, pipes and stuff they've taken out of toolkits and stuff like that, yeah.
I want to do a combat round against like a man of war with just like 14 people. One man of war.
As Sean has rightly pointed out, the men of war are not gonna pick a fight on those odds. What they might do is, if there is a lot of them handy, then they might come for you. So let's just see. You've got 14 as a stealth roll.
Yeah.
What we're going to do is I'm going to make a single roll for the men of war, and if they spot you, the number on their stunt dice +1 is the number of men of war that have spotted you. Okay. So unless they get a fairly high number, they'll just shadow you. They won't actually attack because you'll still outnumber them. So let me see. NPCs, characters, keep calm, monsters, man of war. So, let me just have a look.
Come on, the tension's killing me, man.
Is it really? Is it bothering you? So, if I was to do it really slow like this, would you find that was racking up that tension, would you?
Or if you just turn around and said, right, see you next week.
Oddly enough, they've not spotted you, probably because they are there's probably not that many in your initial area. Also, remember they are battling with the other predators, the combats, because these two creatures both seem to be higher order predators and are fighting it out over who gets to eat all the people. So they're concentrating more on the other threat than they are on you. So you are making it over towards the pump room. You're staying as low as you can, so you're like several decks down, so the combats are mostly not noticing you because they're above. But eventually you're going to have to come up onto the higher platform. As you work your way through, you can see men of war gathering around you, shadowing you, following you, but staying at a distance.
I've got such a good idea.
There's about 5 or 6 of them, but the group's growing. Yeah, go ahead. What's your idea?
While we're walking towards this place, can we all like pick fire extinguishers off the wall and just make a cloud of smoke when we make the last ditch?
Yes, but you're running rather than walking, and it would be it's not smoke so much as the stuff. But yeah, you can. So you grab a bunch of fire extinguishers as you go past, and just as you're heading up to where the junction is, where there's 4 walkways joined plus the stairs upwards. In order to obfuscate yourselves, the lot of you just unleash your CO2 extinguishers, trying to create a cloud to confuse these predators that are growing in number. Every time you look, there seems to be one more than the last time. And there seem to be, the more of them there are, the more confidence they start to gather about attacking a group your size. They're not quite large enough to risk it yet. But you unleash all this and run up the stairs. This is 15 guys running up the stairs, though. So give me another stealth check.
Is stealth really what we're going for at this point?
It might not be, actually.
11.
You can give me a dexterity acrobatics check instead if you want to just run for it and get through the door.
Can I not do like a stamina check, man? Oh, man. Did you say dexterity?
Yes.
For fuck's sake. Do you want to just keep that roll there? Because it's dexterity either way.
I'll keep it, but which would you rather do? Try and sneak past these things or just try and run for it?
Well, the sneaking's not really working. They're coming at us anyway.
Yes, that's very true.
How close are we at this point to the target?
Top of the stairs and round the corner. You're only about like 5-6 meters away. The stairs will actually come out on the side wall of the pump house.
Okay, let's just run for it. I'll
just
tell
gonna
everyone to, stick close to me. Try not to get separated, and then we'll just run for it.
Okay, you warn everybody to stay close to you, try not to get separated, and you unleash this massive cloud of CO2 for extra cover. So let me just see if these creatures can catch you as you run. Perception. So we don't need perception now, do we?
I imagine the one man of war that gets confident enough to attack us just gets like 15 fire extinguishers to the face.
Okay, as you guys are running, you unleash the cloud, you hurtle up the stairs. It's a bottleneck though, so as you get to the stairs, you can only get up like 2 wide at most. So as you're running up the stairs, you just hear the guy at the back go, "Ah!" And he's dragged off.
Oh, Jimmy!
He's dragged off by one of the creatures, which drags him over to the side and just starts pulling his arms and legs off with its tentacles.
Oh, lovely.
So sad, no.
Screaming, the rest of you like trying to get up the stairs as quickly as possible. This becomes a virtual melee as you're all scrabbling, one after another, just trying to get past each other. You see another man snatched off the stairs, just dragged down. Ah, clang! Ah!
These deaths are on my hands.
Those deaths are on your hands, yes. So there was a dozen of them to start with. There's now
There was
2
a dozen
down.
plus the 2 I found.
I said about a dozen, so I'd say there's 13 in total. You've now lost 2, so that's 11. Okay. So you get to the top of the stairs and you're running, trying to get round when you see another man is dragged from the back Just bounced down the stairs. He hits at about the
Killing my
third
friend.
stair, and you just hear his jaw go
Oh,
as his jaw breaks. Another one of the creatures grabs him. So two of them are now fighting over him, and as they're pulling, they're just kind of pulling him apart. There's a shower of red mist as he comes to bits. And,
Before another one of them gets attacked, can I lob my fire extinguisher at a
yes, you can.
man of war?
You can
I
make.
just want to save one person actively.
Okay, make an accuracy thrown weapons attack, if you could be so kind.
13 with 3.
13. Its defense is 11, so the next man that would have been killed, you're going to save. So as there's one guy halfway up the stairs, you just see this thing scuttle up the side of the stairs and land behind him. As it goes to grab him with its tentacles, you just throw the fire extinguisher. He sees it coming straight for him, ducks, and it just grazes the top of his hard hat and smacks this alien creature right in what, for want of a better word, you would call the face. Go ahead and do a d6 plus 3 damage, plus the...
God, I would be so
plus
much
your
more guilty
strength.
if he didn't duck.
Yeah.
And I just knocked him out. D6 plus 3 plus my strength, did you say?
Yes, and you also got 3 stunt
Jesus.
points. You can use 3 combat stunts or general melee stunts for that.
Jesus.
Not actually a melee, it's missile. It's bloody hell.
I know, right? I can do extra damage with 3 stun points, can't I? Do
Yes, you
extra
can. You can do an
D6.
extra d6. Yeah.
Oh!
Oh, dear me. Right, okay, so that's a total of 17 points of damage against the Man of War. How would you like to do this?
that's such a good
Do they have mouths?
Yes, they do. They're a kind of tubular mouth that they spit acid out of.
I was thinking, it comes up, it's about to spit acid on him or something, and then the fire extinguisher just goes right in the tube.
Right, you are. Yeah, you hit it right in the kisser with the fire extinguisher. It flails its limbs as it topples backwards. Its limbs go out from under it. It crashes down the stairs. The fire extinguisher's wedged in this orifice, that mouth-like orifice, as the back of its head bounces off the metal stairs on the way down, knocking 2 other men of war flying as it goes. By the time it hits the bottom, the back of its head is just a bloody goo where it's bounced off several wooden metal stairs on the way down.
Oh, that's great.
You'd think, wouldn't you? But technically that means you just want to fight. You know what that means?
Oh.
1 point in the complications pool.
Oh, that's even better.
At that point, the rest of you, something is banging on the door. You guys just came in. Trying to wrestle the door open. What are you going to do?
Can we actually hear them? Do we know that it's people?
Make a perception
We would
hearing
most
test.
definitely be shouting.
You will, but there is a gale going on at the moment. So
Yeah.
make a perception hearing test for me, please. People are going to need 13 or better to be able to hear. Oh, yes.
Yeah, people have passed.
Ooh, yeah, okay.
Thank God.
Well, I hear that, then I'll...
Leave the door locked.
There's someone out there. Oh, it's
Yeah.
Keep the door closed.
So if you feed the monsters, then they'll be all full, and then you won't want to eat this.
I suspect these monsters are bottomless pits.
The problem is, what you remember from the Men of War the last time is they don't eat their kills straight away because they're carrion feeders. So they kill you and leave you somewhere they'll remember to come back once you've started to decay and then eat you later. So they're quite happy to just kill everything and stash it away for later.
Like squirrels.
I
Murderous squirrels.
was going to say, I don't think squirrels are exactly renowned for their homicidal tendencies.
I don't know if you're surprised one of it's in your bin.
Well, yeah.
These are called, now effectively all of these are called murder squirrels. Is that what we're saying?
Murder squirrels. You know I'm going to have to create murder squirrels now, don't you?
Oh, God. Giving him ideas.
Yeah,
I'm just
gonna be the
grabbing
latest
some
Kind of
people's...
do
D card
anyway.
class.
Just going to get rid of that combat out of there and grab these NPCs from... sorry, these characters from here. I think that's all of you. Except that one grab. Just a second. Come on. Copy. Bring you across to the pump room, which I know this will come up later on, but it happens to look exactly the same as the fuel room you might be in later. That's only because I ran out of time while map making earlier today. Okay, and I know you can't see it just yet, but you will in a moment. Just need to get everybody in, sort of thing. Not sure Ben's there, but let me just...
Could I ask 2 questions?
Yes, you can. Yeah.
So the first one is, do we have a satellite phone on us?
There will be a one somewhere.
The second one is, would we know what the control room is? This is just to get like a lay of the land from above, like the storm, and maybe even an infrared or something.
Okay, give me a second. I'll take you over to the map of the oil rig from above. I need to zoom out a little bit. Well, a lot, actually. So, did I take you with me?
We're going to fly out of here. We need to know what's going on in the air.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so the control room is over. No, that's not it. Sorry, that's the thing. It's got line of sight on the helipad, so you'd think I'd be able to figure it out from there. Actually, you know, I can't. Too big, too confusing. Unfortunately, this is really an oil rig, so whereas the internal parts are mapped individually, this is the real deal. I'm not 100% au fait with where everything is. There we are. So it is from where you are now. It is.
Where are we now?
You're over here, which is not pinging. Just give me a second. You're over here, which should be pinging, and nice, difficult to see black.
Down there in that yellow circle, square.
Yep.
Circle.
And if I draw a shape, I'll change my colour here so that it's easier to see. You need to get to there. So that would be about 140 metres. But that's as the crow flies.
So it's sort of on the way to the helicopter?
It's kind of, well, you would come sort of...
Wow.
Opposite direction.
Yeah, it's kind of the opposite direction once you get over this far.
Would anyone come with me to get this information?
What information is it you're trying to get?
I'm looking for a meteorological sort of map of the area of the storm.
Ah, right. Yes. Okay.
And to maybe do a infrared to find out how many creatures there really is.
Yes. Okay. Give me a intelligence engineering test, please.
Oh, I would have been perfect for that.
Yes. Well, you're about to come through the other door as soon as I got you copied into position. So
If somebody opens the door, yeah.
yeah. Well, they did
Ah,
say they
but I
were
will
going to.
open it.
Yeah. Jenny said she was going to let you in for some reason.
Thank you very much.
And I'd be like, hurry up!
That's 1, 2,
Get
3,
it
4.
I have a question. If Greg Bishop is ripped apart by men of war in the middle of a storm and no one's there to hear it, does he make a sound?
Well, shall we find out?
I have a question.
Yeah.
There's a man with a beard and a white shirt on called Dr. Gale Aston.
What?
Yeah, there is.
But I think that's possibly because she had control of it.
Yes, that's actually the casualty. So I will
Oh,
sort that.
right.
Yeah, because there's another Gale Aston that looks just to the above and left of my icon.
Yes, I can't get that. I'll deal with it in a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Oh, he's spawning in all of my friends.
Yep. Yeah, there we go.
Here's
So
Jimmy 1,
that's 11.
Jimmy 2.
And I just
Jimmy
need
3.
to cut you in. So come down
We
here.
unfortunately lost Jimmy 6.
You are Greg Bishop, aren't you?
I am.
There we go. You've just
Johnny,
arrived.
Johnny
Vision.
5 made it.
Sorry?
So Johnny 5 made it, but whatever his name, Jimmy 6 did.
Yes.
No, he died. He died, unfortunately.
Okay, let me find out why this guy is listed as. I'll just take
I
the
feel
name
guilty
tag
that
off.
those guys died.
That's still giving me grief, so. Oh, let's just put the name tag straight back on, despite the fact that I told it not to. Let's just save.
My horde.
Nah.
Jesus, I'm gonna need
Nah. No power in the verse will. Oh, yes, sorry, it's gone. It's gone. It's finally gone. There we go. Right, so there's only one guild now. Right, so you guys are all in the pump room. It's getting a little bit crowded in here. It's lucky it's not about 5 years ago when all the equipment in here was larger.
Yeah.
I think we need to get that power on first before we do anything else.
Well, I have
Yeah.
a horde of engineers, so let's get it done.
Say that again. I didn't quite make it out.
Who are you talking to?
You.
Oh, did you hear what Chris said?
I think
Yes.
I did.
Yeah, Chris wants to get the power, and I said,
Yes.
well, I've got a horde of engineers at my service, so...
Well, not all of these are
Let's get it
engineers.
done.
Some of them are kind of grunt workers. But yeah, you can probably get the power on between you. Who's going to go do it? That's a question.
I'm happy to go do it, honestly.
Okay.
I'm sure someone will come with me. Hint, hint.
Well, I've got those 5 stunt points from earlier. And there's not a lot to choose from on the stunt thing.
Right.
So I was thinking of maybe using 3 to help whoever's going to get the power on by
Well-
using when a plan comes together, if I could possibly do that.
Okay, yes. So letting these guys in was apparently part of your plan to get the power back on. And probably because you thought, well, you know, we can always sacrifice that Greg guy.
Yeah. Also,
Yeah.
because I'll have 2 left over,
Mhm.
could I kind of bend it a little bit and use 2 for pay dirt, but where we find something that would actually be useful, maybe?
Oh, yes, I will allow it if you can tell me useful in what regard.
Oh, God, I don't know.
An instruction
Instruction
booklet on
manual.
how to get the power on in case of a EMP.
There's a pulse rifle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How to start the emergency power by sheer force of mind from 20 meters away.
So it's out the north or the south door that we would need to go.
North.
North.
So luckily, all the creatures that these guys were running away from have not come. Oh, that's a point. They'll be coming up those stairs, but they haven't gone round the north. They'll have come round the south, and they'll be looking for weak spots there. So let me just drag a few of these critters out.
Is there any way
As they're getting... Sorry, Sean.
to secure the door, windows, etc., entry into the building?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You can set those engineers on trying to barricade the doors and windows if you like. As these creatures come, you can see the tentacles first as they come round the corner en masse, trying to find a way in. So these 2 engineers will be... actually, there's not a great deal they can do to secure that window, so...
Well, okay, maybe you could say use one of the pay dirt points for them to find something to secure it with. I don't know.
Yes.
I'm trying to push against it.
Okay.
Would there not be some sort of shutters?
Yes, there will be shutters. Yeah. So I'm
Alright.
going to say that what you find is what they find is something that can batten the shutters together with. So
Yeah.
as those creatures, well, the shutters are liable to be shut already because you are in the middle of a storm. So those creatures have probably not noticed that is a wind. Well, they'll see there's something odd about the wall there. But as they're doing that, those 2 engineers are very, very gently and quietly sliding this pipe through the shutters to further barricade it without making too much noise. These
Okay.
these guys, several of them are trying to hold the door shut as best they can, and these guys are also finding something to try and secure the
Okay.
the door with the window with.
I was going to ask, how's the patient doing anyway? Because I remember the doctors didn't roll that great, but I do have medicine myself as a talent.
Okay, well, he isn't dead yet, so that's a good start. But you can make a medical roll to see how he's doing if you like.
Okay.
All of us are just Jenny.
Any of the anybody with medical skills can really move yourself to within a meter of the. Okay, let me have a look.
13, so wasn't that great.
Okay. Okay, he's not doing too badly considering he's just had open chest surgery, been wheeled through a gale and a storm, lashed with icy cold water, all the while being chased by alien monstrosities and stoned off his tits from the painkillers.
To be fair, we made him makeshift waterproof stuff.
You did. He actually seems to be okay at the moment. He's unconscious, but...
Yeah, probably for the best.
Probably for the best, yes.
Okay, that's fine then.
Okay.
Hello?
Hello?
And yes, go ahead.
No, I was just saying okay if that in response to what was said about the patient.
Ah, right, yeah, okay. So, as you're deciding who's going to go out the other door to try and get the power back on, there suddenly comes a lot of banging on the southern door.
I was going to say something about that.
Okay, go ahead.
I was going to say, I'm literally an engineer. I've got the engineering talents, so, you know, I could probably get the power back on, and some of my buddies could come with me.
Okay.
Who are also engineers.
Well, some of them are engineers, yeah.
By chance, are any of them electrical engineers? Because I specialise in gas extraction.
Yeah, a lot of these will specialise in gas and oil extraction, much as you do. Some of them will specialise in other mechanical engineering for around the thing. There's a possibility that there's an electrical engineer in here. Let's see. Go on, I'll say that Bert and Ernie are electrical engineers.
Bert and Ernie.
Oh, Bert and Ernie. You two, we need to get the power back on. You are our only hope.
All right, they both look a touch nervous.
Insert inspirational speech here.
Okay, you make a communication persuasion roll. They're quite nervous, so I'm going to make...
I'm happy to go with them.
A morale test for them first,
I
think.
Well...
Oh, shit.
I beat their test, never mind.
Yeah, but that was a morale test. It wasn't an opposed test. That was a morale test to see what the difficulty was going to be that I was going to set. Yeah, there's no way they're going back out there amongst those creatures.
You can't blame them. They're just
Not even if they take another dozen guys with them.
Horde ahead.
Minions.
Would they go if I went along, seeing as them big and strong?
You can make a persuasion roll if you want to.
If that doesn't work, I was going to say if we could somehow get a communication going, I can go out there and you guys tell me what to do.
Yeah, these guys are not going back out there. What was that about communication roll? Sorry.
I was saying if we could somehow get like a two-way communication going, I could go out there, do the fiction, and they could tell me what to do remotely.
Yes, well...
I have an idea.
Go on.
Bear with me, because physics is not my strong point. If we can get the power back on, we could treat the oil rig as a Faraday cage. Am I right?
Well, I'll work this through.
I have no idea.
No.
No. Okay. Is there something we could all shelter in and electrify even parts of the outside of the oil rig, so anything touching it gets
The
hit by
helicopter, probably.
electron.
No, the helicopter pad would be what do you call it? Isolated
It is.
because of the way the static works.
Because helicopters generate a lot of static power. So yeah,
Because my idea is, if we can get at least some of the power back on, we could use the cables to electrify metal parts of the oil rig to kill a load of these things.
the problem is the vast majority of the oil rigs made of metal.
Yeah.
What's our... Considering we're in an oil room, I was thinking, like, would the floor be rubber so you don't slip on any spilled oil? Or
It is, yes. It's
Yeah.
rubber tiling.
we would be okay in here, wouldn't we?
Yes.
Probably anybody standing up because they would be wearing, I would say, insulated soles.
Probably, yeah.
There would be the case that you don't really want to have any sort of sparks going on, so everybody's
Yeah.
probably got a
That
Degaus
was the thing.
strap.
That's the drawback
gear.
to the plan, is would we have sparks which could set off. The only other thing we can do is get as many as we can to the oil rig and deliberately set a spark and blow the oil rig.
Right. The
Okay,
problem we
yeah.
have, right? Yeah, let's go with the motivating the people to go out and put the power back on. Yeah. So here's the thing: the fuel pump to pump fuel into the helicopter does not work without power. The helicopter doesn't fly without fuel. There is no escape without a flying helicopter.
Okay, give me a communications persuasion test. If you get over 9, I'll allow the guy that failed his morale roll to retry.
Oh, man.
Even with saying all that.
Yeah. Basically, the
although-
guy's like,
although-
well, you fucking do it
Hang
then.
on, hang on, hang on.
Yeah.
Hang on. You know those 3 points?
Oh yes, the 3 points I've got to lend an ally.
Yes.
That would make it a 10.
Yes, it would. And that would allow him to pass his morale test. Okay, Bert and Ernie agree to come with you.
There you go then.
So who's going? Just you and Bert and Ernie?
I think a couple of other guys should go with them. You know, I mean, what's required? What's necessary to actually get the generator running? Does somebody actually need to physically do something like hand crank it?
There's a manual startup system there as
Right,
well.
so
with
it's-
keys and stuff.
Yeah. So you wind the handle and then flick the switch.
Yeah.
To get it to go. Right. Okay.
Yep.
Well, I mean, you know how much I love my danger.
You do?
So, I want to go.
Well, off
Okay.
you go then.
How do you spell Ernie?
ERNIE.
B-O-B.
We're not calling him Bob. I'll call one of the other guys Bob.
Can't spell your name, so your name's now Bob.
Okay, so Bert and Ernie are ready to come with you. So far the volunteers are Greg, Bert, Ernie. Is that correct?
Yeah.
No other player characters.
Nope.
Right. Okay.
I'll go.
Okay, you're going to go, did you say?
I need you to explain one of my talent more, please.
I need to explain you what, sorry?
Can you explain my talent a bit more?
Tell us which one it is and I'll take a look at it.
Protect.
Protect talent, yes, okay. I'll seem to have the Fantasy Age rules open. Just give me a second to open the correct rule system. So, Modern Age rulebook, here we go. Any second now. Brand new laptop, behaving at peak proficiency here, still not opened. Okay, it isn't yet either, okay. Hurry the fuck up, mate. Open the PDF, that's all I asked.
While he's doing that, I just want to say that this giant ghost cushion that I'm stuffing is super cute.
And we've got it open now. Right, let me just take a look. Just pan it out onto my other screen because I can hear people send and post. Okay, nothing important.
Is that a talent or a drive?
Protect.
That
Is
was
it
a
a
question
talent or a
for
drive?
you, Chris. Is it a talent, a speciality, or a drive?
This is protector.
It just says protector. I've got that, but on powers, it says protect talent.
Talent,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it is a talent.
Yes, but it might
It's
be a specialty talent, so it could be either yet. So you check the talents, I'll check the specializations.
God, that's not that. It's a different thing.
It's like it's only usable if I get a blockade stunt.
Specializations. Right, doesn't look like it's from there, so it must be from general talents.
Yeah, it's on page 62, at the top of page 62, bottom of page, well,
60.
it may go to 61, yeah.
Okay, dokie.
Staying alive. Staying alive.
No, I'm still not
Blockade stunt, it says, yeah, so...
So
when you perform
blockade is
blockade,
what I'm actually looking for, is it?
No. So protect is a talent, at the top of page 62, above the woman with the curved knife.
Got it. Right, okay. It's because
All
it's
that
62 on the strap. I was reading 63 off the PDF page count.
Right.
So that was what went wrong there. So, what level do you have it at, Chris? Novice, expert, master? It won't be master. So novice or expert?
It's expert, I believe.
Okay. So, your desire to protect others gives you speed. When you perform a blockade action stunt, you can move up to 6 yards instead of 3. Okay, so what a blockade action stunt does is in a combat, if somebody else is getting attacked, you can use your blockade to intercede, to put your character physically in the way. Usually you can only do it if they're within 3 meters of you. But with your protect action, you can do it within 6 meters instead of 3.
You can
Also-
literally do one of those dives.
Also, as an expert, you react quickly to put yourself between a friend and harm. When you perform the Guardian Angel action stunt, the amount of damage you take instead of your ally is equal to the number of SP spent plus 2. The Guardian Angel stunt is a stunt whereby you take the damage for somebody who's within 2 meters of you.
Whereabouts
Well,
are
you
these
take half
stunts?
the
And
damage.
how would I end up activating one?
Well, they'd be combat stunts, so you would activate them as part of a combat action.
Are they listed under the stunt menu?
They'll be listed under combat stunts, yes.
Yeah, blockade is there.
Indeed.
Okay.
Which one? Sorry.
Blockade.
No, which
General
General
combat.
combat.
Right, don't all talk at once.
General combat.
Yeah,
Okay. No worries. Okay, thank you for the information.
no problem. Okay, so I'll just separate Bert and Ernie's disappeared. Where's Ernie gone?
Ernie, just get out from under that table.
There's Ernie gone. Okay, I'll rename this guy Ernie then.
No, not Ernie.
Or there might be more than one Ernie, who knows? Oh, fuck's sake, it's not
I don't exactly leave yet either because there's things outside as well. So
There's things outside to the south, but you're going to be heading to the north is the plan.
yeah.
If you could,
I'm gonna
move some of the NPCs out of the way because everybody's getting in everyone's way now. So I will move these guys down here. And this guy over here. And this guy over here. And if you can if you're going on the suicide mission, move yourself up to the north next to Ernie.
Suicide mission?
And I tell
Does
you what,
that
I've lost
mean-
Bert now. There he is. Sorry, did I say suicide mission? I meant
This is
You said the loud part, the quiet part loud again, Brian. That was the inside voice thing.
I meant heroic attempt to get to the power thingy. First of all, as you guys are assembled and getting ready to go, you hear the banging on the southern door again. as more and more of these creatures bring their tentacles to bear to try and break through that door. It's very, very difficult for them to do. They're going to need a combined number of 19 or better to do it. However,
Possible though.
yeah, so we take whoever
the
rolled the
scary bit.
highest, but the stunt points of the highest stunt dice result, and there's currently 4 of them. So no, it's just a lot of banging and thudding on the door, but so far they've made no success to get that door down. The oil workers down the bottom are starting to brace it with drums and barrels and anything at all that will hold these alien creatures back.
Any cables in this room?
This is the pump room, so no, probably not cables. There might be hoses, if that's any use.
No, I was thinking more of electrical conductive cables.
Not in the pump room, no.
Can I ask?
Yes?
Is there any? It's the pump room.
Yeah.
Does it pump steam round?
No.
That's okay, so long as
Yeah.
it's just pumping oil up then.
Pumping oil, yeah.
There's a lot of very flammable oil in here.
There's a lot of crude oil in here, yeah.
lot
Well,
of crude
inside
oil.
the pumps and the
Yeah, crude
pipes
doesn't
and stuff.
necessarily burn as predictably as refined.
That's right. Okay, so the Northern Suicide Party. 200,
Before I go
203 votes. Before you go out,
Suicide Squad. Can I be Harley Quinn?
yes, if you want to. Before you go out, you were saying?
Before I go out, I want to arm myself in some way. Is there anything I can pick up to bash more skulls in?
Okay.
He's doing that, he survives.
Looking around, you can't see anything particularly weapony that hasn't already been grabbed by somebody else. Not at first glance, however. Make a search roll. Let's see what you get.
I'd like to do the same.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just a perception then. My eyes deceive me.
Okay. So, Greg, you haven't spotted anything that somebody hasn't already acquired. Anthony, you're having a bit trouble as well, but you do have 5 points of stunts, so tell me how you'd like to use those. You're using the exploration stunts.
You put setting yourself up for more success. You.
It'd probably work.
Pay conveniently find something. Yeah.
Glaive.
Okay. How many points is pay dirt?
It depends on your resources, doesn't it? Or I want to spend.
I think it's up
No,
to
how many
3,
stunt
like,
points is the...
Oh, sorry, it's 1, but I'll use 3.
You're going to use 3, okay, that's no problem. Okay, so looking around, you find another large piece of pipe that you think would give one of these creatures a bit of a headache. So you pick it up, there's kind of a bend in one end which just lends a little bit extra heft to that end. So the pipe will do 1d6 plus 1 plus your strength in damage.
Is there a possibility I could do a stitch in time with the remaining points?
Okay, read out stitch in time for me.
You put in the effort to do the right thing right the first time, setting yourself up for success later. Gain +1 per SP spent on your next test related to this one during this encounter, as long as you the roll part of an advanced test.
Okay, so it needs to be related to this one. So it has to be something to do with... You were searching for a weapon. So
will there be a second type for my buddy here?
I'm going to say that, yes, you can make another roll and see if you can find a second pipe for your buddy, and you can apply those points to that. Or you can hold it, and anything to do with searching or hitting people with that pipe gets the +2 if you do it between now and reaching the...
Well, in that case, I'll hold it.
Okie dokie. Okay, so are you guys ready?
Mm-hmm.
What's your plan? You've got out north, you go straight across an open platform and then up a walkway along to the what do you call it? The room you're in.
Control room.
No, you're not going to the control room.
Emergency
power room.
The engineering room. There you go, power room.
Yeah. So, what's your plan? Stealthy or just run like hell and hope for the best?
Send in the
Well, that's
cannon fodder,
helpful.
Bert and Ernie.
Sorry, I've got two
Bert
of
and
you.
Ernie are not cannon fodder.
I've got an idea.
Yeah.
When they go to open the door,
Mhm.
we hammer back on our side to distract the monsters.
Right, okay.
I agree.
We
Okay.
make a little racket here
Mhm.
to distract them, so those guys can run like hell.
Okay, that's good. What do you? Well,
So
the rest
we're
of you-
running, we're not trying to be sneaky.
It's up to you.
To you,
The quicker you get there, the quicker it's on.
Has the storm got worse?
The storm's not getting any better. Let's put it that way.
I think we'll just run.
I'm just gonna run. Okay, give me dexterity acrobatics rolls for everybody, please.
I keep volunteering for these things, and I've got like no dexterity. Oh,
But you do
Oh,
have a
see.
suicidal streak, so
I'm good at going on suicidal missions and surviving.
okay. So, as the rest of the team start banging on the southern wall to make as much noise as possible to attract attention, you guys throw open the north wall and run for it. You had a couple of engineers up that side of the place will be there to shut the door behind you. I'll just move them up to indicate. As you go running out of the doorway, let me just have a look now. So, so Greg has not rolled well.
Neither is Anthony.
So Greg, your feet go out from under you because of the slickness of the water on the metal. You only get a few meters before your feet just go out from under you and you crash to the ground. Dr. Lockhart, you were going as well, were you? Because you're down here somewhere, so I'm not quite sure why you rolled. Unless
Mark?
you're going.
Yep.
Are
Not
you,
a 12.
were you going with...
Yeah, well, no, I wasn't actually going. It was just I heard you saying everybody will. So
Ah, sorry, right. I meant everybody who's going out. Okay, so Anthony Burr, you go dashing out and go tripping over Greg. You crash to the ground, so the pair of you are in a big pile. Meanwhile, the engineers are off and running. And Bert and Ernie, they're like,
Why is it whenever I do like side missions with Ben, this always happens?
he's a bad
both
influence. What
rolled
can I
it.
say? I'm
You
going to
both
move.
rolled 6. How bad is
Yeah,
that?
I know.
You
The
did as
chance-
well.
Literally the
That-
same dice rolls. It's terrible.
So as you go crashing to the ground, the majority of the alien creatures have been distracted on the other side of you. Let's just see.
Sorry,
if-
the majority.
The majority, yeah. Let's just see if any on your side spot you. It's,
Hopefully not.
I'm going to say it's a standard vision test for them, so they're going to need...
I mean, you see, us
11?
being piled on the ground, we're lower, so we're harder to see.
Oh dear. Apparently not that hard to see.
Oh, shit.
I thought you'd be pleased. Right, okay. Ben? You like to
Yes?
get people into as much trouble as possible. So, give me a D6 roll, please. Could you do that?
Yay! /R1.
Rolls of 1.
D6.
There you go.
He wants to.
Rolls of 4.
4, so that's 4 of these creatures have come
Oh,
hurtling in towards you as you go crashing to the ground. And just pop that one there, and that one there. And I'm going to put these ones a bit further out. Actually, I'm going to put the wall a little bit further out. I'm not a complete monster. I mean, they are, but I'm not. So, I'm just going to pull these back. Is anybody else finding it's a bit laggy?
Actually, no, for once.
Okay, cool. So,
Considering the system I'm on, I'm surprised.
right, yes. So, I am going to
Is that a system or a cistern?
clear off the
What?
initiative, and Ben and Chris, could you give me initiative rolls for this round, please?
You can't make us fight if we don't roll initiative.
No, you won't be able to
Oh,
fight
for
back if
fuck's
that happens.
sake.
You're quite right.
another 6.
Well, that's 3 6s, obviously.
Yeah. On Friday the 13th.
On Friday the 13th. This is what's
Whose
gone wrong,
idea
you
was
see.
it to play tonight? Eh?
Do you know, I keep thinking of this, but if anybody ever remembers the horror series, not the films, but the series, Friday the 13th, the series, which was
Yeah.
much better. I keep thinking it would make a great RPG. I mean, it wouldn't be entirely unlike Deborah Ann Wall's Relics and Rarities. It would be very similar, but I keep thinking it would be a great RPG, and I'd love to run it on a Friday the 13th, but I always forget. Okay, so turn order for the people who are involved in the first round of combat. Descending. We have Manowar, 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 Manowar.
Oh, Dad.
Anthony and Greg. Right, okay, so the first Manowar is going to come over and try and grab the stragglers, is what they're after.
You know what this exactly looks like from everyone else's point of view?
Yeah.
These brave souls go out the door, and then as soon as they do, they fall over and then just get, like, absolutely, like, ganked.
Yeah.
A bunch of men of wars.
I mean, yeah, it does look quite a lot like that, doesn't it? I've moved the wrong Manowar. So just put that one back and move that
Go,
one.
you guys. Good luck. Oh, they're dead.
Right, so as you guys go crashing down, these four that were heading towards the other side, just see you out the corner of their many eyes crash to the ground. Their heads whip round. They see stragglers. They think lunch. One of them comes scuttling over on its flapping tentacles. It lunges for Greg. And what's your defense?
11.
Oh, bad luck.
Why
Bad
does
luck.
it get aim? Does he have aim? It's gonna hit me anyway, actually. 'Cause
It would have hit you
attackers
anyway.
win, don't they?
Yes, you're right. It shouldn't have had aim, but it would still hit you anyway. So its tentacle lashes you for 5 points of damage. You may reduce that by your toughness.
Where's it hit me? Because I do have a helmet.
Okay, well, you're currently on the ground. However, because it's only just barely hit you, I'm going to let it be the helmet, so I'm going to be generous.
Yeah, I only took 1 point of damage.
Out of 5? How tough's your helmet?
I've got 3 toughness. and
Oh,
I've
you got 3
one
toughness.
helmet.
Right,
hell.
yes.
Yep.
Okay, in that case, this thing's hit you and is surprised by just how solid whatever it's just hit actually is. 12. So this one's going to come scurrying over as well. It's going to try and go for the other prey animal. That would be you. So it's going to try and whack you. I've just realised
Long.
Jeremy's located over there. Were you part of the run and did you make your dexterity roll?
No, I'm not part of the run.
Right, okay, don't blame me.
I'm in the building with these 4 guys.
Closing the door behind the sacrificial.
Watching this out the window.
Right.
We've got popcorn and deck chairs.
Okay, so Chris, this one's attacking you. Then what's your defense?
3. No, 11, sorry.
Sorry, 11.
Mhm.
3 sounded oddly low. Oh dear.
Oh my god.
Right, so
Yeah.
this one's hit you and with 4 stun points. So it's going to make a double team. So the next one in gets +1 to hit you. And it's going to make a second attack as well. So let's just do the damage for the first attack. So the first one hits you for 5 points of damage, Chris. Remember to reduce that by your toughness.
Yeah, that's 1 damage.
Then it makes a second attack. And still doesn't get to aim. Let me just take that off. That's another hit. So the second tentacle hits you for 7 damage.
Okay.
Then down to the next.
That's quite nasty. Is that max damage? That is max
I
damage.
think that was max damage, yeah. So
Still
the
have more
next,
than your max health.
yeah, so the next one's going to rush in and attack Greg. So it's now double teamed with the. You are now outnumbered, I should say. So it gets +1 to
Oh
hit.
yeah.
So I will treat it as if aim, although that's actually for outnumbering you. 11.
Oh.
That's just
lucky
barely
bastards.
a hit, yeah, isn't it? 5 points of damage.
Yeah.
And the last one. comes racing in to attack you as well. Meanwhile, Bert and Ernie are off and fucking running. They're just... see you later, suckers!
Are they at least going to the engine room? I mean,
Yes, they
however...
are. They're heading to the right place.
I do got a question.
Yes?
So, you know the protective clothing, are we still counting that as 1 point of armor?
Yes, I'll give you 1 point of armor for protective clothing. Okay, so Chris, this one's hit you again for...
Chris is getting a nasty damage
6
on him, isn't
points of damage. It's also got 2 stunt points.
Okay.
So it is going to... The only thing it can do, which is a multiple attack, it's going to attack you again. Doesn't get to aim. 17, that's another hit. So you take 4 points of damage this time. And Anthony Burr, it's you to go. So what would you like to do?
I would like to, what do you think? Should we just try and run for it, or?
I think we should just dash.
Okay,
Yeah,
to start with, I'll use Metallic Quick Reflexes, which is a free action on my next turn.
It is, so you can get to your feet without it impeding your chance of escape.
Can I help him up?
You can, but that would be a separate action for you. So that would mean you would stand up for free, but you'd pull him to his feet for your minor action. If you choose to pull him.
I'll do that.
You will do that, did you say?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Right, so you're both on your feet.
Can I roll? Do we not roll for that? No, like might or something to try and get the other power.
To try and get him up. No, you've chosen to use one of your actions to stand him up, so I'm just going to allow you to stand him up. There's nothing actually holding him down. These things are just wailing on him. They're not like pinning him or anything.
Still having a major action, don't I?
You still have a major action, yes.
I've still got hold of him. I'm gonna try and just run with him.
Okay. So, your major action, you've impeded yourself a little bit by sort of trying to drag him along with you, and you've been battered by the wind. So, what's your speed normally?
11.
11. Okay. Give me a dexterity acrobatics check, would you please?
Oh, nice.
That's 15. That's not bad. So, you guys run off, and these men of war attempt to follow you. However, right, you are only 20 meters away from your intended thing. They're going to have to catch you in pretty quick form. So, let's see if they manage. So, this is the first one.
Okay.
Has failed to catch you. Second one fails. Third one gets you. Right, so 1. So, what happens
Can I
is...
use your stunt points?
You can tell me what you'd like to do with them, and I'll tell you.
I was going to do a evasive maneuver.
Okay, and where are you getting the stunt points from, just so I know?
Chase stunt.
Those 5.
Those 5, yes, I'm just rolling back, and you've got 5. So evasive manoeuvres, yes, you can, which means you manage to give the last of the men of war the slip. So you grab Greg, you drag him to his feet, you run through the gale, you're getting lashed by water and the thunderous rain. Up ahead you can see the door. You can see either Bert or Ernie, you're not sure which one it is, yelling something at you and waving you. It's obviously yelling you're on. These things are coming thrashing along behind you. You can feel one of the tentacles just tips the back of your helmet, doesn't quite grab you. It reaches out again, it almost catches your helmet, but you duck and roll under it. The pair of you goes screeching in the door that either Bert or Ernie's been holding open behind you. And as one of these things comes screeching in behind you, Ernie or Bert closes the door with a sudden clang, and it severs one of the creature's tentacles, which slops to the ground and flops about a bit before just lying still. You've made it to safety.
That's going to hurt in the morning.
Yeah!
When I think about it, I can make a good scene.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm just going to take all of these things off that layer of the map. I'll just stuff them on the Games Master's layer, so people at
wasn't
home
even
will still
worried for a
see them, but the
second.
players won't. You weren't worried for a second, were you not?
Not even a second.
Not even when your aura turned yellow. I must say,
Oh, right.
only one of you knew I'd installed, two of you knew I'd installed this new API, and nobody's commented on it that you've now all got a health aura around
Look,
you.
I did notice a
Yeah.
weird glow, but I just thought it was a token thing, and I didn't think anything of it.
I
Okay,
knew what it was.
yes. It's a health aura, so it allows you to see at a glance how your character's doing. It is keyed to the health stat on your character sheet. Well, it's actually keyed to the health stat on the token. But as characters, the token stat should be keyed to your character sheet. So what will happen is, as you take damage, you will see little effects, special effects on your character. If you take beyond about 50% damage, your token's aura will turn yellow. And if you take half of that, it'll turn red. You will
And then
also
please
see
say
this.
death is black.
I'm not sure what it is. You will also see the same will happen on monsters you fight. Which
cool.
means that at a glance you'll be able to tell roughly how healthy they appear to you. You will never see their exact hit points, but it'll give you an idea of what your character can see. This one looks badly injured, this one looks okay, that one looks on the verge of death. Okay?
That's pretty cool.
So, yeah.
Only discovered that this was a thing yesterday, installed it straight away. I think that might be what's causing the lag. Somebody did mention if you have too many characters in one field using it, it can, but you can reduce the lag by turning the blood splash effects off. So if it gets too annoying, I'll turn those off. But for right now, you guys, Bert and Ernie, are all in the emergency power room.
Right.
The other thing that's in the emergency power room is several dead engineers.
I thought he was going to say several combats.
We've been waiting for you.
So, whilst you're surveilling that, what were
Wait,
you
what
going to
killed
say
them?
there, Sean? We'll come back over to you.
No, it was just like you said, oh, there's several dead engineers. I was thinking, oh, there's a combat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, something's killed them.
Okay, so those of
might be a
you who
combat.
are in the pump room, what are you doing?
Well, going to make sure the door on this side and the windows are secure, shuttered, battered down.
Okay, you secure the doors and windows on that side. You lock the door, you shutter the windows, you put anything you can find through to keep the shutters as stiff and
Take
shut
it,
as
take
possible.
it. The workers between them sort of gave a radio to
How dare you?
them, and we've kept one.
Well, either Bert or Ernie had a radio.
And one of the other guys had one, didn't they?
You don't know if the other guys did, so I'm going to say with that many men in one place, I'm going to say somebody has, yes.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, you've got a radio in each block room. So let's find out if the men of war to the south have managed to batter this door in yet. Remembering they need at least a 17 to stand a chance of breaking it down. So they will be making another strength test. There's, 4 of them can get in. We take the highest. We don't combine them. Right. Boom, 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 boom. Crunch. You can see the metal door bends at one point. It's flexing. Something's hit it really fucking hard. On the plus side, you can practically hear the man of war that did it going, ah, bugger, ow, ow, ow. Fucking
Right,
hurt.
is-
What am I hitting
is-
this for?
Is that bit open out there?
Is that what, sorry?
Open to the air, as it were? Is there anything above?
Yes, the yellow walkways are open above.
What do you mean by? No, I'm saying is there anything above that point? Oh, so you're actually saying there's a yellow walkway to the south?
Yeah.
And there's no obstructions above it.
That's right. If a walkway is
So it's
painted yellow, there's nothing obstructing above it.
Okay, so the combat's not noticed all of this commotion going on with the doorway.
It's probably worth checking. I mean, they are looking to eat either you guys or the other predators, so they probably are looking. Let me just have a look.
Because if it's
Bring
not
on
in
combat.
shadow and it's exposed, and,
It is exposed, so they are
and they're
visible.
making noise.
Yeah, a lot of the noise has been snatched away by the wind, but let's just have a look. Let's pull a combat up, and we'll... Sean, since you were the one that pointed it out, give me a d6 roll and we'll see how many combats get a test. How about combats? And you roll 2, so that's 2 combats get the test to see if they hear it. Or see it. Hearing's better, so let's go with that. And they're going to need a 13 or better. 13.
You got
there
12.
go.
Oh,
Nope, that's two inbound. Well, 2 combats have noticed the commotion that's going on, but they've also noticed that they would be outnumbered by the monstrosities down on the ground, so they're not immediately coming in to attack, but they're in the area.
you're just keeping an eye.
They're pretty much the same as the men of war. They're going to look for stragglers, only they don't care whether it's men of war stragglers or humans.
Yeah.
So they're now circling the area looking. If that pack of men of war breaks up, then the combats are going to try and pick off one of the stragglers.
Right. So, could we actually fabricate any sort of, I don't know what you want to call it, Molotov cocktails or anything from the oil that's in this room?
That's a good question. I'm going to say there will be a way to get some of the oil out of the pumps.
I would suspect it would have some sort of hand
to allow it,
pump
yes.
device attached to them, for, check-in stuff.
Yeah, not having worked on an oil rig, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm going to say yes because it sounds like an interesting narrative concept. So let's say yes. You can pump enough oil out for some Molotov cocktails. Give me an intelligence engineering test.
Oh God, here we go.
Okay, that's 5, and you've managed to make 5 in total.
So we've got 5 bombs we can throw at these things then,
Yes.
out of whatever's.
If only Rab was here.
The expert.
Yeah. We've got a couple of flares left, haven't we? So we can light these things.
I think some of you have flares left. You should have been keeping track of
I
your own.
I haven't used any.
You haven't used any, so you've got 3.
I think I've got 1 left.
You've got 1 left.
And one of the oil rig workers is wearing a pair.
Yeah. So between you, you've got 4 flares left. You've got plenty of rags you can soak in oil. You can see some of the oil rig workers not entirely confident about the idea of making flame-based weaponry to use on an oil rig. But,
Yeah.
yeah, but it is what it is.
Yep.
Currently,
And take it there's some fire extinguishers in here as well.
oh yeah, several. The oil rig, there's fire extinguishers everywhere. There's loads of them. Fire blankets, fire extinguishers, fire buckets.
Yeah.
Obviously, the fire buckets are only inside where they're not going to get exposed to the elephants.
You should only use those Molotovs. Whoa, what was that?
That was somebody's phone going off next to their mic.
No, that was my USB hub dropping and reconnecting.
Right.
Loud.
Yeah, no. What happened was the microphone and everything cut out. The keyboard went off because everything's plugged into a USB hub, which is then plugged in. So that hub connection died, and then everything on the computer then kicks back in, takes over.
Yes.
So you probably picked up the mic, probably picked up the fan.
No, we heard.
No.
Or was it the do-do?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, and it was loud.
Yeah, no, that'll be the speaker then in
Yes.
in the computer.
Yeah.
Okay, so cutting back over to the power room. What are you guys doing?
I would like to keep an eye on the door while they do what they need to.
Okay. You'd keep an eye on the door to make sure nothing dangerous is coming through it. Sorry, go ahead.
I want to make sure there's nothing dangerous in this place, because the all workers are dead, and this place was sealed, right?
It was, wasn't it?
So there's something in here.
It would seem so, wouldn't it? Make a search.
Be slime.
Before I make a search roll, can I have a look at the types of injuries? Do they have like lacerations? Typical with the combat, or have they been beaten or burnt?
The injuries are a combination of acid burns, strangulations, and high pressure impacts.
Yeah, that's definitely man of war then.
Yeah.
Now I think about it, I probably will do the same because I forgot about the people.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, go ahead and give us a roll.
Perception. Perception to 0. Not bad, not bad.
Okay. Pardon me. Okay, so you are cautiously creeping through the room, trying to find if there's anything you need to be worried about. You have, let's see, the best roll was a 14. Okay, so just give me a second to copy this. Sorry, that's not what I need to do. That's copy, map and lighting, not the objects and tokens. Yes, to the games masters. So duplicate, and I'm going to. I'll pull you all over to that for the time being. And yes, I know it happens to look exactly like the pump room. I did mention this earlier. So, onto the Games Masters. There. I'll just move you two in there. And reveal you. So, layer, token.
Wow, Brian, this looks exactly like the pump room from before.
Doesn't it? Isn't that odd? Isn't it bizarre how that happens? And also I need to put Bert and Ernie in here, don't I? So let me find Bert and Ernie on the
Can I make a very annoying request?
Well, why break the habit of a lifetime? Go ahead.
Can I have light, please?
Can you have a light?
Yeah, I don't have a torch or anything.
Okay.
Can't see around me. Only Bird or Ernie, whoever this one is, has one.
Okay. Just give me 2 seconds.
Oh, that's you.
Copy, and I'll drop Bert and Ernie in. Then I'll turn the lights on.
Who turned out the lights?
And if I do that this way, dynamic lighting, everybody should be able to see now, including people who aren't actually physically present. Is that right?
I can see everything.
Brilliant. Okay, so scatter yourselves randomly around the room. You've done a 14 search. I'm just going to make a couple of rolls for Men of War Whispered to see if they've managed to hide from you, or I might not be making any rolls at all because there might not be any Men of War here. Who knows?
Maybe not. I see the aura now that I'm in the daylight a bit more.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
cool.
Well, you've definitely spotted one. So it's kind of lurking behind the. Oh shit! I'm on the wrong. Come on again. It's kind of lurking in a dark thing, kind of watching you, in the hopes that you won't spot it, but you managed to. So let me just drop that in.
If I spot it, did I spot it?
It's whoever got the 14, so it
Oh,
was.
It's
That was
me,
me.
but I didn't spot it.
Actually, it was both of you because it only got 6 to hide.
Well, spotting it, can I like pretend not to see it so it doesn't like attack me or anything?
You can, yes.
But I'll like keep an eye on it with my peripheral vision.
Yeah.
And I can tell everyone that there's 2 in the corner.
Which door did we come in from?
You came in the
South one.
southern door. Okay, so what would you all like to do?
Cry.
Oh, it's my plan. I'll spot the ones that I see. I'll keep an eye on them with my peripheral vision. But I don't want to like alert them, so they kind of like are still sneaking around, thinking that they're being all sneaky.
Yep.
When really they're standing under a spotlight.
Yep.
I'm going to prepare myself if we quickly.
Yeah, and I'll signal to everyone else that there's however many I see.
3 you've seen.
Okay, then I'll say there's 3, 2 around here, 1 in the far corner over there.
Okay, so Bert and Ernie are backing off over this safe-looking area. So Greg, you're
I don't have a
closest
weapon.
to the 3.
Oh, I'm gonna die. I'm moving away. You're not coming. Get away from me. I don't have a weapon. I'm leading them to you. You can deal with them. Is there any pipes or anything I can pick up?
Make a search roll.
Or like one of the oil workers that are dead is his like arm hanging off or something.
You're gonna hit him with a 7-0.
Hit him with the beat him to death with the wet end. Is that your plan?
You can't see anything that you think is going to be hugely useful, no.
Shit.
What I am going to do is I am going to say, you two make your initiative tests, please. And I'm just going to edit this man of war. You'll
An
find out
11.
why in a moment.
A nice average roll.
So I want this to be controllable by all players.
Have we found a queen?
No, you haven't found a queen. You've just found some sneaky little men of war who are guarding the sort of a charnel house where they've been storing the food, waiting for it to rot. And now some more food has just conveniently walked in. It's like they've ordered takeaway.
You're also giving Bryan ideas about Queen Man of War.
Would that be the Queen of War?
Oh God, yeah.
Okay, Mark. You should see the Man of War has just popped up, yeah?
I think you popped that up on everyone's.
Yeah.
Okay, Mark, would you like to roll initiative for a Man of War, please? Okay, so I'll just add that turn. So that's that one, and so that's this one here that Mark's just generated. Jenny, you're going to take control of this one here, so roll its initiative, please.
Okay.
Right, if everyone attacks me, I'm gonna be hurt, okay?
Okay, so that one only got 6, so let me just add turn and 6. Now then, Marie and Sean, I've only got 1 Man of War left, so which of you would like to
Give your teammates.
yes, which of you would like to do the rules for the last one?
I don't mind not doing it.
Okay, Marie, I'll give it to you then.
Okay.
Just to give you all something to do. So you are not listed amongst the players. That's really odd. Ben, Aaron, Jeremy, Dr. McGill, Aston. There you go. So that should be controlled by you. Actually, no. Just put it on all players. It'll be fucking easier. Right. Okay. So Marie, you're using this one here up in the corner. Could
Yep,
you roll
I
its
see it.
initiative, please?
Okay.
Should we be able to control those tokens or not? Because I can't.
Going to be
mine.
able to in a moment. I've just got too many
Right.
things to do at once to be able to handle that
Okay.
right this second. But I'll get to it in a moment. Okay.
Okay, just initiative.
14. And for some reason that didn't go in either, because that would have been far too fucking easy.
I actually deliberately clicked on the Man of War before I rolled it.
Yeah.
So they've now all got
14.
14.
They've now all got 14. Yeah. Yeah, they have actually. Okay, so I'm going to reorder those descending, and as they come up, I will give control.
Deja vu.
So, Marie, yours is the first one to go this round, so you
Wait,
should already have control of it.
Bryan?
Yes.
You know how I already spotted them?
Yes.
So I was keeping them on my peripheral.
That's right. Okay, so I will count you as having been holding an action since last round, so you can act at any time this round, plus the time you would normally have acted.
Okay.
So
Yeah, you did have the highest perception.
yeah, Marie, what's yours doing?
Well, am I in the room with them? Yeah.
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 You're right,
Okay.
yeah.
In that case, I'm probably going to go straight for the nearest person, which is Greg Bishop.
Okay. You're
Greg.
closing for Greg. Greg,
Mhm.
you can see it coming. You have held an action, so what would you like to do?
Run the fuck away!
Run the fuck away. Right, move yourself up to your speed away from the creature, please.
Am I able to chin the creature and then run away?
Yes. Oh, no, you're not. You're gonna have to run because this was like a held action from the previous round.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll hide behind Anthony.
Okay, so as this creature comes scuttling down, it jumps into where Greg was a moment ago, but he's run away. So the creature's now. How much movement does it have left?
I'll just check.
Brave Sir Greg, he ran away.
It's used about. Actually, you probably got there, and you came this way, then this way. It's used 5 meters to get where it is at the moment. What's its speed?
Speed's 11.
Okay, so you've still got 6 meters of movement, but the closest person to you is no longer your original target. So what would you like to do?
I'll move to in front of him instead.
Right, okay, moving to where you're moving. And are you attacking him then?
Yeah, I'll tentacles.
Okay, you make a tentacle attack against Anthony, please.
That was damage first. I'm sorry. My click.
I
50. That's a hit.
I did prepare quick reflexes for the combat.
Right, okay, tell me the
Sealing.
effect of that then, please.
You prepare yourself for action in an instance once per round. You can ready as a free action, which I did during that.
Okay, so you've got whatever your weapon is ready. The creature's rushed in and attacked you. It's managed to do a hit, though. Marie, go ahead and roll the damage.
Okay.
Now these are still on Whisper, Brian, for the
Are they really? Right, just a
people
second.
in the crowd at this end.
I'll take them off Whisper. Yeah, right, they were. There you go, they're not anymore.
Excuse me. Sorry about that.
It's okay, go ahead and roll the damage.
See how quickly you can kill Anthony.
Okay, you've done 7 points of damage to Anthony. So Anthony takes 7 damage, minus his toughness, minus the thing's dropping down, so I'll say minus his helmet as well. So another 1 point comes off. So reduce the total damage by 1 plus your toughness and take the rest of it.
Marie's so nasty.
It's okay, Jenny's coming up in a minute. So it is whoever's using the northernmost man of war,
That
which
would
for
be
some
me.
reason I can no longer click on.
Yeah, I've not been able to click on it at all. That's why my initiative didn't go in the
that's right
thing.
about that. Yeah, no, you can't. But I did say I was going to change them as they came round, but I wasn't able to click on it. But I figured out why. Okay, so the northern
Right.
one, I just need to change its details, and it's controlled by. There you go. You should have control of it now.
Yes.
Okay, what's it like? What's it want to do?
It's gonna go and help its friend, I guess.
Okay,
Then
so it's
what-
going for
what
the
did he
same
get?
target. Right, you are. Bear in mind, they were trying to sort of spread out and surround everybody, so Marky and White, when it comes to you, you might want to pick a different target. But Jenny, you've gone for the front one. Go ahead and make an attack. I'm going to say he's got partial cover behind this this piece of machinery, so I'm going to give you a penalty to hit. Or rather, I'm going to give him a bonus to his defense. So, Chris, you get +2 to you. Oh, shit.
Sorry.
That +2 is not going to make any difference.
Right.
Nope. That's a hit and was 6 stun points.
Okay.
What's its favourite stunts, Brian?
Well, I've got multiple attack stunt. For each 2 SP the Manamorph spends on the stunt can make an additional attack on anyone in its melee range. There's preferred stunts as well, which is group tactics, double team expose, multiple attack.
Expose allows you to destroy a piece of cover that he's hiding behind.
Oh, now he does have cover, you said, didn't you?
I did, yes.
Can I just point out I didn't get to use my stunt points?
I'm sorry, did you get stun points? You did, aye.
I got 4 stunt points.
Oh.
Okay.
Second argument who wants to kill me first.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's
Okay, we'll just leave it aside.
No,
Let
no,
Jenny
go
use
ahead.
hers.
Use your
Go on.
stun points.
No,
What-
it's
Do yours
fine.
first. Do yours first.
Honestly.
Okay, Jenny, what would you
Fine.
like to do? Somebody's got to do something instead of everybody talking at once, so we're not
Right.
going to do anything but give me a headache, I'm afraid.
I will use 2 points to destroy any cover that he's got.
Okay, so this has done 2 things. Because that is an electrical generator, it's currently switched off, though, unfortunately. So you have done a shitload of damage to part of the electrical generator that you've attacked. Let's just hope it'll still operate. It's no longer providing enough cover. Well, it's no longer providing as much cover to him.
Okay. I will also use. This is for each 2 SP. I can make an additional attack.
Yep.
So I'll use 4 to do 2 more attacks.
Okay.
I mean, this is what it'd do.
Yeah, go for it.
Right.
Don't feel any compunction.
Did you just put the X on yourself, Chris?
It's all right. I think Chris's character's still got a thingy point left, hasn't he?
Ooh, a 17.
Yes, I do.
17.
Okay, so I'll do the damage.
Do 6s from these players count, by the
Ooh,
way?
max damage.
No, because
damage
they're not. They're currently playing NPCs. Just to give them something to do.
Shame.
Can I use grappling as an attack, or is that something different?
Yes, you can.
Okay, because I'll try and grapple him so he can't fight back.
Okay,
my
go for it.
next thing.
Yeah.
Because he looks,
Smash and grab,
Ooh,
is it?
another one. So I did 7 damage, and then I've done that. Does that do any damage?
Grappling does half the normal damage.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Okay, Chris.
But-
So the grapple's probably not done you any harm past your toughness and your. Oh no! Wait a minute. Was that before or after you halved it, Jenny?
Well, I did damage from my first attack, which was 7, and then I did half damage after I grappled him, which would be then 3.
3. Yeah. So the grapple's not going to do him any damage past his armor and his toughness. But Chris, you took a 7-point hit, so reduce that by your toughness and 1 point for your armor. Take the rest to your hit points. Health points. I should
How are you
say.
looking, Chris?
Right?
Well, you can see by the colour of his.
Skin.
Yeah, it's not good.
You're looking a bit yellow, mate.
Okay. However, Bert and Ernie are going to act because they've been holding back. Oh no, they can't act yet. Sorry, I'll just move them up.
I have another man of war to eat me.
Yes, there is another man of war to go, so that one's up next. So, Mark, what's your man of war going to do? It originally had its eyes on Greg, so is it going to go for him?
I'm going for Greg.
Yeah, go for it then.
Yeah, it's got to go for Greg's.
So, make an attack roll from the man of wars. Okay, 18, that's a hit. Go ahead and roll the damage. 6 points of damage, Greg. Remembering to reduce that by your toughness and armor.
It's kind of funny
Okay.
playing the monsters.
I thought you might like it, yeah. Okay, so Ernie is going to try and turn the power on.
Okay.
So he only needs to beat 9 for this to work.
And then we can GTFO.
Theoretically, you can try. So I need to roll
And surrounded.
You are
D6.
absolutely surrounded, yeah.
And he gets +2 on this. Oh!
Oh no!
God!
Really?
Okay, so Ernie's failed. He turns the key and but there are sparks coming from where the man of war damaged the generator. Bert's like, for fuck's sake, get out of the way, Ernie. Here, let me try. And he's going to...
He rolls a 6.
13, it's powered up. Power starts to come on all across the oil rig. The man of war that's standing in amongst the ruins of certain parts of the circuitry of the generator is going to take 3 days of damage.
That's me, I think,
That's-
isn't it?
This is penetrating. Sorry, what was that, Marie?
That's me, I think.
No, it's Jenny.
It's
Oh.
me, yeah.
She was the one that damaged it. That's why she's getting electrocuted.
Jenna War is gonna die.
9 points of
You now have
penetrating.
to draw a general.
Yeah, 9 points of penetrating damage. Do not do it on the character sheet, or it'll damage all the men of war. Do it on the
So that would be
The actual
8
token.
that gets through then.
penetrating
Right.
damage. All 9 gets through.
Oh shit, right, yes.
Yeah. So that one, as it's coming forward, it's still got it's partially tangled amongst the damaged circuitry of the generator, and you suddenly just see it go. Electrical flashes through it. You can, if it had hair, it would be standing up. You can smell cooked fish as the thing starts to take damage. It's in an extremely bad way.
Robbery.
And it is Anthony to go. What would you like to do?
Oh, me, finally.
Yes.
Not to, I know it's going to put me in the bad place if it goes wrong. Do I need to do a fear test?
I'm going to let you off this time.
Okay.
You've fought these things once before. You are focusing on trying to get the power back on. I'm going to be generous.
I'm gonna shout, "Get out!" with Bert and Ernie
Okay.
to start with,
Oh.
and I'm gonna do the drag thing again and drag him out the door.
Greg, you mean you're going to try and drag
Yeah.
Greg? Fuck's sake! Drag Greg out. Okay. I'm just trying to remember. Yeah, you've got a bit of a problem there.
Mhm.
Well, the men of war that chased you in here are still outside, and there's 4 of them.
You
The
could
other door?
totally, Chris, you could totally push one of the men of war into the damaged generator. Like one of the ones that are surrounding you.
Okay, I'll do that to Genoa.
Okay, you're gonna what this is a stunt attack, which means instead of doing normal damage, if you succeed, you automatically get 2 stunt points to do the stunt you were trying to do, which is skirmish the creature into the generator. If
This
you
means
would
mine.
generate stunt points anyway, you get 2 more than you would have done. So go ahead
Okay.
and make the attack.
Is this a might?
No, it's an attack roll.
It's an attack roll. It's a stunt attack roll. So you
It's-
attack
it's
as
a
normal, but instead of doing
fighting.
damage, you get 2.
Just fighting, okay.
Well, whatever you would normally use to Haley.
Oh,
Shit.
oh.
Okay, Chris.
Wait a sec, though. Wait a sec.
Chris.
Because my...
Mhm.
Oh, sorry. It's... I had him grappled, so does that make any difference when I got electrocuted?
You
You
had
didn't
him.
get through your toughness.
Yeah, you had him grappled, but that wouldn't
Oh.
electrocute him as well. He's wearing rubber boots, and he's not the one with his tentacles
Yeah.
shoved inside there.
But would he still be able to attack me?
With a roll like that, he can. Yes, he would be under a
Damn.
penalty, but because he's trying to shove you, he's not trying to
Okay,
break
okay.
loose and hit you. He's trying to shove you deeper into the generator.
not trying
I'll
to
give
kill
him a
you.
2-point penalty, so that means he only rolled 17. That's still a hit.
Yeah.
Chris, you have 8 stunt points to use, and you've
Jesus.
just done 3d6 damage to the Jenna War, so do feel free to go ahead and roll damage.
I think this is the end for Jenna War.
I think so, yes.
What am I rolling for damage?
3d6.
Damage is 3d6, and then you've got 8 points of stunts to use as well.
Go on, do extra damage. Extra damage.
Oh.
Just
You don't need to.
do it.
You need to do extra damage, do you?
No.
Well, can you use the extra stun points to skirmish another one?
I'm doing lightning attack,
Lightning attack, yep. Go ahead.
and along with that, is this? Yeah, I'll do that first, and then decide on the other 3 points.
Okay, no problem.
I'll go against who's this?
That one might be Marie, I think. Yes, that one's Marie.
Maria War. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It hits at you.
I'm not sure if that's a hit or not. 11.
11 you need to hit.
It is, that's a hit.
Okay.
So you shove the one that's grappled you deeper into the electrical generator. The bare terminals flash, fry it, start to cook the thing. The smell of fish becomes more intense. As its tendrils unravel from you, you swing whatever it is that's in your hand into the other man of war. Thunk. What is it you're using as a weapon? Is it a pipe?
It's the pipe, yeah.
Yeah. So you swing the pipe and bang it upside the head. Go ahead and roll the damage. Remembering you've still got 3 stunt points from your initial attack.
Is he able to skirmish that one as well?
D6 plus 1 plus your strength. Yes, he could. I will allow him to skirmish this one. It's technically bending the rules to the point of breaking, but narratively it works very well, so I'm going to use it.
You could actually get a double kill if you get a good roll here, Chris.
Yeah.
Sorry, what's this? Do D6 plus 3 plus...
D6 plus 1 for the pipe, plus your strength.
Okay. We need to add 1 to this.
Okay. Mark's reporting he's going to have to go and get some sleep because he's up very early in the morning. So good night, Mark. We'll see you all next week.
Night, night.
Chris, you can take over Mark's Man of War.
Why would it be Chris?
Sorry, I meant you, Sean, not Chris.
So that man of war's taking 6 points of damage or 6 from the pipe swing.
Yes.
So you need to reduce that by whatever its armor is for a pipe swing.
Armor's 1, toughness is 1. So that's...
I'm also knocking it prone.
Right, you are. So Marie, that's taken 3 points of damage. That's what's got through, and it's been knocked off its tentacles.
Right. So have you used all of your stunts?
Yeah, 2 more stunt points from that last one.
Skirmish, maybe?
Skirmish.
Yeah.
Skirmish then?
Yeah. You can skirmish that into the generator as well if you want. It's close enough.
Greg, you're going to be okay with that 1 man of war.
He's going to have to be, isn't he?
Yeah, I'll do that then.
So, you shove one into the generator. You swing your pipe wide round the other one, and as you bring it back in, you whack it round the head and pull it down and into the generator. Roll another 3d6 penetrating damage.
Oh,
14, so that's the second one gone.
double kill.
Nice.
Like the Hulk.
Yes.
And the other man of war's going, fuck.
Greg, you to go. Anthony's just killed 2 of these things.
So, frying tonight.
Yeah, I already said that. As soon as the first one went in and flied, I said flying.
It's
tonight.
it,
Can I try the exact same thing?
You can give it a try.
Just imagine if there was some batter handy.
Roll.
Yes,
It's a quote from one of my favourite all-time films.
it is.
Is that a pass for a stunt roll?
Right, yes, that's a pass for a stunt attack, which means you do no damage, but you get 2 points of stunts.
Which I will use to skirmish it into the generator.
You're going to skirmish it into the generator, which means you fling it in on top of one of the ones Anthony's pushed into the generator. Roll 3d6 penetrating damage on that one.
Yeah.
10
push
damage.
on a wall.
Buried the damn thing. 10 damage?
Yep.
Okay, so Sean, if you want to do 10 points of damage to this one here. And
Just
just
in case of double click it and change the thing down to 5.
yeah, that's
At
right.
that point, click save settings,
That's it.
and if you can see all the blood popping out of it.
Yeah, you can see all the blood emerging from it, and its damaged thing turns yellow as well. So, With you having killed, the pair of you having killed 2 men of war and severely injured another one, it is now that man of war's turn. So, Sean, what would it like to do?
Take it doesn't need to take a morale test or anything.
Maybe might at this point, actually, yes.
Because it's now outnumbered and it's
in
not
pain,
feeling
it's
well.
badly injured. Yeah.
It's,
Okay.
40.
Willpower, morale, or courage.
Yeah, it's just got willpower, right? So we'll roll a willpower for it. It's
9.
rolled a 9.
Ooh.
Okay, it would rather be anywhere else but here.
Right. So how did these things get in? Is this northern door open?
The northern door is open slightly. Yep.
It will attempt to run away then.
Okay. It can.
Yeah, it's going to flee out the door.
Right. Is it just going to flee, or is it going to make a quick attack on the way past in the hopes
Could
that the
spit
guy behind it
acid.
gets?
And then run.
Because it can
If it's-
escape with its minor action, so it can still make an attack on the way out if it wants to.
Yeah, it's about that point there, and given that it's got range of tentacles, it could still hit Greg from where it is.
Yeah, it can hit either one of them. Yeah.
I'll go for it because Greg's the nearest one. He's the one that pushed it.
He's the one that pushed it in. Yeah. Okay. So, Greg, this thing lashes out at you in revenge for you pushing it into the hurty box.
Yeah, it's hit me.
Okie dokie. Go ahead and roll the damage. 2 points of damage, and then in the process, it lashes you and then scuttles away out the door.
Yeah, that's not going to go through my armor.
Straight down the throat of a combat on the outside.
Probably.
Let's find out. Give me a stealth roll for the man of war, and I'll do a spot roll for the combat.
14.
Not bad.
14. Yeah, you're not wrong. So it steps out the door, and you just hear it going, "Yak!" And then the top half of it just slops onto the ground. Sorry, the
Oh.
bottom half of it slops onto the ground. The top half of it, the combat carries away to eat. Flies up into one of the cranes and sits there eating the top off the man of war. So that one's very dead now.
And
No question.
it's thinking, cooked man of war. That could be a
Yes.
thing. I can sell that.
So it's like a high-pitched screaming noise as it gets torn apart by the combat and then carried off up to be devoured. Okay, so you guys are still trapped in here, but you've managed to get the power back on. Over in the
question.
pump... Yeah, go ahead.
So, because of everything that just happened to that generator, is it still okay, or do we need to turn the other one on?
You will need to turn the other one on. This one's in a bad way. It's also very dangerous, so you don't want to get too close to it. You're actually probably a bit closer to it than you'd like to be right now, to be fair. But yeah, you can go turn the other one on. You're not going to have too much trouble with doing that. So the rest of you in the pump room, you can see the lights come on. Everybody cheers, and then the lights start to dim. And then flare on, and then dim, and flare on, and everyone's like, shit, what's going on?
It's like being at a disco.
Yeah. And then the
Strobe.
second generator powers up, and all the lights and everything, all the other systems across the oil rig come on and stay on. Much cheering and rejoicing, and then everybody's like, shh, shh, as more creatures are attracted by the noise.
How is the strobe lighting affecting the man of wars?
And somebody switches on the jukebox in the corner.
Yeah. They're all kind of looking around, trying to figure out what the flashing's about. Except for the three that are trying to smash in the door of the pump room. The pumps have now started up again as well. Slowly at first. Loud, louder, louder, louder. Very, very loud pumps pumping fuel. Let's see if these 3 men of war... Anybody gets a 17 and have... Nope. So they're just banging on the door in the pump room. Okay, what would everybody like to do next? You've got the power back on. The pump room people have got the enemy held off for now. What's your next move?
Well, we need to get back to the group, but there was 4 of them outside before.
Yep.
Are they still there, poking their heads out?
You're going to have to unbatten one of the windows to have a look.
Why? You've got a northern exit which is unsecured.
We're still gonna have to come round and get back to the pump room.
If we go the northern way, though, we could get to the control room while they try to make their way to the helicopter.
Depends whether you want to head
Either-
to the control room or back to where everyone else is.
I'd rather regroup.
I'd rather get healed first, yeah.
Okay, so
We could
first thing
take
you're
a
going to
rest
do
here.
is take a 5-minute rest. So
Yeah.
take a breather, get 5 plus your constitution plus your level back in health points.
9 health back.
Woohoo!
I am now on max health.
Not bad.
Not bad at all.
So that's the same for you, Chris. Anthony gets, there you go. Okay.
Spectrum is green.
Spectrum's gone green again. It's a lighter green, but yes. Okay, what would you guys like to do? There seems to be some debate about whether you're heading to the control room or the regrouping
Well,
with
what's
the
at the
others.
control room?
I think Chris is hoping to get some meteorological data and any idea of how many of these things are above from
And
the...
the storm itself, how wide it is, if we're going to help, like, just to get out. Like, let's date it so that we can... What's going to happen after we get in the plane? Helicopter.
Okay.
I mean,
How far is the control room?
that is data that they can tell you over the radio, of course.
Yeah,
Is
that's
there
what I
any-
was saying. If we can get that information on a helicopter, then we don't need to go.
So,
We can just head
just-
back.
Just a quick question.
Yep.
Right. Is there an internal phone system, comm system between the various rooms and the control room? Is it possible to actually ring the control room from the room they're
You'll
in,
be able to ring the control room from the emergency generator room, yes.
or from like a handset radio,
Yes.
sort of thing? Yeah.
Do that.
Find out if there's anybody alive
Okay.
up there.
Okay, yes, there appear to be trapped up there at the moment. There's creatures flying around the area. There are the creatures that are flying around seem to have driven off the ones that were trying to batter the door down, though.
Right. Okay.
You see, my character's going to be in a massive debate of, like, well, I want to save everyone, but I know there's not enough seats already.
There were, before people started dying, there were 60 staff on the oil rig.
Yeah.
Then there was
Um,
the emergency medical team, that's 2, and the helicopter team, that's 3, so that's 5 more people. So 65 out of the 19 plus 2, so 21, say. So you are, is that 39, am I right? Yes, 39 people too many to get everyone off. That's even
Right,
if everyone
plus-
was standing, but the casualty takes up 3 spots.
Yeah, you need to add another 2 to that, effectively.
Yeah. So that's, yeah.
What
What does the
41.
person whose scenario it is want to do? Jenny?
Well, I think what we could try and do is secure the people who we can't fit on the helicopter in some way. Because
Yeah.
if we can't fit them on, we could at least try and secure them and then come back for them. And we'd have to take maybe the ones who are like the least likely to survive with us, you know. That's all I can really think of. So we'd need to figure out how to do that.
I like that idea.
Now that we've got the power back on,
Yeah.
is there a way of contacting the mainland?
You could try.
Because I say we try because they can send in, well, the military, frankly, to deal with this.
Mm-hmm.
Problem
At
is the
least
storm.
some-
They're not likely to fly into this storm.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, we are going to have difficulty flying out of it, are we not?
A submarine nearby.
Yeah. We're gonna
So
have to-
we're
Right.
probably going to have to.
Lifeboats,
Yes, there are plenty of lifeboats. Boats.
right?
I'll just take you over to the master map of the thing and show you
Do you
them.
want me-
The problem we've got is the swimming creatures would be able to swarm
Yeah.
onto the lifeboats.
Yes.
Yeah. they
Yep.
would. And it's a storm anyway, so it
Yeah,
wouldn't
lifeboats would be
easy.
okay in a storm.
Well, it's a very bad storm, so it wouldn't be
Yeah.
ideal. It would be dangerous, but it would be. They're not
But
going to be
with-
instantly destroyed because they're designed for.
Yeah,
have covers
then
on them,
if you
yeah.
add in the creatures on top of that,
Yes.
I don't think that would be
So
very
you've got
good.
3 major lifeboats here. You've got a supply vessel that's docked, but that probably won't survive the storm. You've got another supply vessel docked up there. That's not going to survive the storm either if it goes out. And you've
There's
got
another 3
3
on this
more
side.
on the far side, on the east side. With the lifeboats, you've got enough to get everybody off. But the problem very much is that the flying creatures can land on the lifeboats and the swimming creatures can come out of the water onto the lifeboats. So
I think they'd be safer being battened down somewhere deeper within the oil rig where the creatures can't get to them.
You
If they
want to
have supplies.
have an idea?
go ahead.
You want to try this tannoys to send across? Ben's mic's so sensitive.
Cheers.
I've got an idea.
You want to use the tannoys to send across a high-pitched noise to maybe distract the combats.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea. Okay. Marie, what was your idea?
My idea was roughly the same thing.
Oh, right, okay.
And also to use the tannoy to send out a general, if anybody is locked down somewhere, don't try to leave.
Okay. Okay, you can switch the. Oh wait a minute! You currently hold the power room and the generator room, so you can't. Yeah, you can't feed those through to the tannoy directly, but you can tell the control room what you would like to have set.
Okay.
Okay. You tell the control room and you hear the tannoy go off. It's distorted because of the storm and the sound of banging on the doors. But essentially they do seem to be saying, you know, find somewhere secure, stay where you are, don't try and make it outside. The creatures outside are all over the place. Find somewhere safe, batten it down as much as possible and stay in place till we can get to you. Also, stand by for a high-pitched noise over the tannoy in 2 minutes.
Do we have control of the emergency lights in this engine room?
You have the control over the lights in the room, but you don't have control over the lights for the rest of the rig.
I was just thinking like in a sort of Morse code sort of signal over the emergency lights that other people could read, because I'm pretty sure most people on the rig would have had to learn some things like that.
Probably, yeah.
Just if they can't hear the tannoy message, then we could do it that way as well.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
You can try flashing the message out. I am going to assume that the helicopter crew will probably know Morse code.
Yeah.
And I think we have the weakest with us in the room that those guys are in. So
Is it a quick question?
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know if oil rigs have. No, they won't have. They won't have a Wi-Fi system, will they?
Yes, they do. Modern ones do.
So if it's a modern one with a Wi-Fi system, and everybody has, I would presume, all of the workers would be able to be connected to it,
Yes.
rather than having like mobile phones and radios and what have you. If that was back on, they'd be able to check those things. They'd be able to
Yes.
put a signal out from the control room on
Yes.
that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. That could be doable.
yeah, there's like a thick wire that goes through like most main oceans these days that like has a signal, connects a lot of things up. So
A lot of oil rigs have their own base stations and stuff on anyway to allow people on one end of the oil rig to, you know, use mobile phones and internet to the other side and so on.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember working in the steel mill, and it's a mile and a half long
Yeah.
between both ends,
Yes.
and say, "Oh, have you seen so and so?" And they go, "Oh, they were down the other end sometime this morning." Yeah, let's
no.
ring. Let's ring the nearest phone down there and see if they're about.
Yeah.
I'm not walking down there.
I don't know about Ben, but I'm going to get back to my crew in the pump room.
You're going to try and make it back to the pump room. Hold on, I'll just pull over to.
There's going to be there's 4 combat. What's it outside that door? Would they have attracted any combats?
I'm going to wait for the noise first.
Ah, right.
Okay.
Turns out the speakers are over the top of every door.
Yeah. Okay, so you wait till you hear the high-pitched tone over the tannoy. It's so high that it's only just barely audible to you, but they're hoping that'll disrupt the things. The only way to know if the creatures have gone from the doors to have a look out, or to open the window and have it. Well, not open the window, but open the shutters on the window to take a look.
Open the shutter just a little bit, couldn't you?
Sure, yeah.
Give me a perception scene test, please. As far as you can tell, the creatures have lost interest and wandered off.
I'm going to have a look as well. I don't
Okay,
trust his
go ahead.
judgment. Blind as a combat, he is. Did that roll?
Not seen it yet.
Gonna click it again.
Okie
Oh my
dokie,
God.
you've got exactly the same as him, so it looks clear.
But you scored 3 stunt points there.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, looks clear.
That's as good as a fail.
You know what? I took out 2.5 Man of Wars. I think I'm just going to brave it.
Okie dokie. Getting cocky now, right? Okay. Okay, you open the door, have a look round, you don't see any of them, and you dash over for the other. I'll just copy these over to the other room, the pump room.
I'm guessing Bert and Ernie will follow me.
Bert and Ernie are following you, yeah. Ben, are you following them?
Yeah.
No,
Excellent.
he can stay in the generator room on his own.
Okay, you sprint
Any
across
pride.
to the.
Oh, by the way, before I left, I would have locked the top north door, and then I would get Greg to close the bottom one.
Right.
We don't want to think monsters getting in there and doing anything to those generators.
Yeah. No problem. Okay, so you guys who are in the generator room, you can hear
Have the lights come on?
The lights have come on, yeah. Sorry, not the generator room, the pump room. The lights are on, and you can currently hear somebody banging on the north door, or something banging on the north door.
Hello.
You've got a radio. I presume you're actually calling us to tell us you're coming on your way back, and you'll be doing the magic 3 knocks, 2 knocks on the door to get in.
I'm going to say, would I have a special knock that maybe Jenny or someone in the crew would recognise?
I mean, it's possible.
I know that knock anywhere.
Yeah.
That's Chris's special knock.
No, but would it not be a signal we'd have arranged?
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
You cannot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, well, okay.
You go knock twice and then once and then twice again. Like give it some sort of signal knock.
That doesn't seem alien.
I said knock twice, space, then knock again, not knock twice, scream, and then knock again.
Right, those of you who are running in from the electrical room, can you give me a stealth test to see if the combats that are scouting this area notice you? They can't use their hearing bonus because of the high-pitched whine, so they're going to have to do this by seeing.
Good.
There's only 2 of them.
That's me and Chris making the roll, right?
Yep, that's you and Chris.
Oh! Yes.
Okay. Okay, Anthony's attracted attention. Is he at the back? Oh no, he's at the front. Right. So
Bert and Ernie are just like, for fuck's sake, these guys are knackers.
so as you come running over and banging on the door, 2 of these combats come shrieking down from above.
Probably feeling a little bit fatigued after me fights. So
I would imagine you'll be a bit knackered by now. Yes. So combat. One
You're
is
taking out Men of Wars,
closing in to attack
so you'll
you.
be fine.
Combat 2 is closing in to attack you. And I hate to repeat myself too often, but
How would you like to do this?
well, unfortunately, it's not that one. It is. Can I have an initiative roll from Greg and from Anthony, please? And I'll make some rolls for some combats.
We don't have an initiative counter on the screen.
Oh, did that not come open? Right, you are. Just a second.
Oh, I rolled a good initiative as well. Oh, it went on
You,
anyway.
you're on. You, no.
Oh, no.
No, hold on. Don't
You-
roll it yet. Don't you roll it yet. I need to blank it off.
No, they did.
No, it's actually went on. Yeah.
It's in, yeah.
About 15.
Bollocks. Right, okay. So I'll have to blank everything else off manually now. So,
There's not else on it for us. It's literally just me and Chris on it.
no, I've got shitloads of stuff on here. I've got you on twice. So I'm going to have to
Oh.
blank everything off. Just give me a second. So I'll remove all.
I got a 12 and Chris
Hold
got
on,
a
hold
15.
on, hold on. I've only got 7 hands. Right. Okay, so, Greg, oh, fuck's sake. Gonna have to move you to get the top of the... Right, add turn. Okay, Greg, what did you get?
12.
12?
Yeah.
I'll type that in. And just watch, it's going to do the same with Anthony's. Oh no, just get enough space. Right, what was Anthony's initiative roll?
15.
15, brilliant. Okay. And now combat. The first is in, and combat. The second is in. Sorry, now
Oh, he did well.
organise you all in. Where's it gone? Turn order. Descending. Okay, so first combat. I'm going to give control of this one to you, Jenny. So just bear
Okay.
with me a second. So edit.
Genbat.
Gembat.
Yeah.
Yeah, in players' journals, all in can be controlled.
Giving him ideas for so many like monsters, haven't we?
All and way. Okay.
There we are.
Now I should change this over to controlled by Jenny, and change this one over to controlled by Marie. Okay, so the first combat, Jenny, go ahead and roll. Well, decide what it's doing.
Okay, let's see. Well, it's gonna come in and attack.
Well, Chris has to go in
Okay,
15
so-
minutes, so he either has to escape or be killed by then.
or die. So
Yes.
Do your work.
yeah. I will. Let's see. I will try clawing at him.
Okay, go ahead and make a claw attack. 9, it's a miss. So he sweeps in, trying to claw his head off, realises there's another combat flying straight at it, and banks away rapidly to try and avoid a head-on collision. And Chris, it's Anthony to go. What would you like to do?
Let's see. We could try and distract the bats to try and end up hitting each other. Or Greg's so far away.
4 meters.
Oh yeah, if I was closer to you, I'd be getting attacked too.
Yeah. You're
Okay, I'm
tired,
gonna
you're cold.
try and literally use. I'm gonna try and fight this one.
Okay, go for it. You're going to try and whack Marie's combat.
Not quite whack. I'll explain if the attack goes through. Fight. Is it fighting?
Yes. Presumably, if you're hitting it with something. Yeah. 10. I think that's probably a miss.
Okay.
Yeah, it is. I need to get a 13 or higher.
Okay, so that was your major action. What would you like your major action to be?
Minor.
Minor action to be.
Can I try to I'm not going to risk these guys inside. I'm going to try and step back to Greg.
Why? You're risking me?
He's using his protection drive, so step back to wherever you want to on the map. And next combat to go. So Marie, this one's yours.
Right. Okay. So.
You're this one here.
Yeah, I'm that one there. Twat the nearest person, basically.
Okay, so that's Anthony. Go ahead, try and claw his head off.
Have I got have I got the sheet?
It's in the thing.
Hold on, I'll
In
bring
the
it up to show you. There you go.
journal.
I'm not going to look at it.
It's okay, you can look at them at this point.
So, I'll try clawing first. Yeah.
Yep, go for it.
Nah, that's not going to hit.
Nope, missed.
Okay, dokie. So, do you know what none of these combats have done since they showed up? Is their blood curdle and call.
Yeah, I was looking at that.
I was just thinking, I've never used that yet. Okay, so you sweep in to attack him. What did you say you rolled, sorry?
10.
10, that's a miss. So both combats have missed this round. Greg, what would you like to do?
I want to... While one of them comes to sweep in, I want to grapple it.
Okay, you're going to have to move to do it, but you can try. So you're going to need to go...
If it's coming to grapple my buddy Anthony here, can I like grapple him midair or something, you know?
Do you mean you want to wait and hold off your attack till it closes and then use it?
Yeah, when it closes, I'll try and tackle the thing midair.
Okay, so Bert and Ernie are both going to swing for it then. Let me just roll for Bert and Ernie. So that's the advanced dice roller.
But it's his turn. It's his turn now. Both the combats have gone.
Yes.
I can't see the combat anyway, but the combat, the actual fight.
Yeah.
But is there not one adjacent to him at this point?
No, there's not.
I
one
can't
adjacent.
see. It's black next to me. Yeah.
It's black, is it?
Actually, yeah, I'm not gonna. Yeah, the light again. Actually, I'm not gonna hold my action. I will actually move up to it, and I'm gonna try and tackle this.
Yeah, go for it then.
Because I don't want my buddies to get hurt. So.
Okay.
It's just a fighting roll, is it?
Yeah, I'm just going to turn the dynamic lighting off. If you're seeing blackness, you shouldn't be. So I'm going to turn it off. That should just allow you to see the whole map.
It's just again because like people had light and I didn't. I think.
It's some problem with the dynamic lighting when people are shedding light and other people aren't, and people. I mean, I was getting glare off the combat's night vision.
Bloody hell.
I shouldn't have been. Okay, so you've swung for the closest combat and missed. So that's you to go. So Bert and Ernie are going to have a go.
Give it a kick.
Now 3d6 plus. Oh shit! I should have made. Well, add 2, so that's a miss, and add 2 on this one. 12. I think that might.
That's going to hit someone. I think.
No.
Nope, that's a miss. I needed 13.
No.
Quick question.
Yes.
Question. Would they get clusters for surrounding it?
Shit, yes, it's massively outnumbered, so that means that Ernie there just hit, or Bert, whichever one went second. One of them's hit, so let me see, it's D6 plus 1 for their hitty stick, and their strength is going to give them.
I just realised I
plus
cheered
3.
the fact.
And he had 4 stunt points. 4 stunt points. 4 stunt points.
Yeah. I can't get the dice roll to open up, so it doesn't matter if you get. Ah, that's why. Doesn't matter if you get 1,000 stone points. This little fucking thing won't open up, but I finally managed to get it. So he's going to use all 4 stunt points to do. No, he's not. He's going to use 2 to skirmish it.
Oh.
You what? Sorry.
I was going to say you should totally do the one where he does an extra 2d6 damage.
He's going to, but he doesn't need 4 points for that. And he needs 2.
What do you know?
So he's going to skirmish it over there, and then do an extra 2d6. Sorry, 1d6. He hasn't got enough for 2d6. Extra 1d6 damage. So that's 2d6 plus 1 plus his strength. So I'm going to do 2d6 plus 4 in total. That'll be then.
Ooh, nice.
7.
Not so nice.
So this combat has taken 7 damage.
Is it me or is
Oh,
it?
sorry, I'd forgotten you guys were doing it. It's whichever one I've just damaged.
That's Marie's.
It is, right. Okay, yes, it was Marie's. So it's the next round, and it is... Jenny, it's you to go first.
Jen bat to go.
Yes.
Right. This one is going to be peed off. It'll swoop over to here.
Yep.
Then he gave me the idea because I was looking at it. It's
Yep.
going to do blood curdling call.
Uh-huh.
Every target within 10 meters must succeed a target number 12 willpower courage test, or suffer -1 on attack and defense when fighting the creature for the rest of the encounter.
Okay. So this creature utters a blood-curdling call. Can I get a willpower courage test from you all, please?
I'm fine.
Oh, fine, yeah.
Willpower courage test. Right, bear with me. Willpower courage test. It's Friday the 13th.
It is, and everybody's passing, oddly enough. As the target number was 13, I think, wasn't it?
12.
12. So yeah, everybody's passed, oddly enough. So moving on from that combat to the next one then, to the next actor, it is Anthony Burr to go next. What would you like to do? So this combat's making a sort of horrific, blood-curdling call at you, but it doesn't seem to have frightened you as much as the combat thought it was going to do.
I'm going to try and slam it into the wall.
Okay, it's another stunt attack then, so make a hand-to-hand combat attack as normal, so that's fighting. And if you hit, you've skirmished it into the wall. You've hit, and you would have got 2 stunt points anyway, so you've got 2 that you have to use on skirmishing it into the wall, but you've also got 2 other stunt points. What would you like to do with them?
Vicious blow and knock prone.
Okay, go for it. Go ahead and roll the damage then.
So what's the damage for just knocking it into the wall?
Call it the D6.
It's a shame.
Yeah, it has 3 toughness, so that doesn't get through.
Yeah.
No, that's the... Oh, okay.
Oh, sorry, yeah, you rolled a 5, so that would be 2. I guess,
It is knock prone as well, yeah.
And it's knocked prone, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
I'm going to shout, get in.
Right, and you're yelling at everybody else to get in. So, Marie, it's your combat. What would it like to do?
Well, the closest one is Bart.
Yep.
So, have a claw at him.
Okay, go ahead and make your attack against Bert.
Seeing as how I've seen the other one do the battle cry, and that's no work, so...
Aye. Okay, 14, you've hit Bert. Roll the damage. 7, okay, that's 4 off. That's 3 through. Okay, so it's Bert injured, and it's Greg, you to go next.
There's already one prone, so yeah, I'll go for this one up here. Looks a little more injured.
Okay, you get +1 to hit then, because Bert's already attacking it. You will need to move into a position, like, need to move at least
still
one
kind of want to
square.
grapple it, because then it'll just be easier to do everything.
Okay, you can try.
I don't want to fail again, though. Okay, I'll try. Okay, whatever.
That's a hit. So you jump for the combat, which just twists in the air out of the way. Gem back to go.
Right, is it a minor action to get back up again?
Depends what you're doing. If you're moving, it takes half your movement. If you're just standing up, then you can treat it as a minor movement.
Yeah, because I just want to basically stand up on its little leggies, and then it's going to claw at Anthony.
Oh, okay, so it stands up and it slashes at him with its claws. Go ahead and roll the damage. That's 21 and 6 stun points. Jesus Christ.
Sorry.
Hell.
Can I use 4 for the swoop stunt? So
No,
I can
'cause
grab
you're
a
on the ground.
target.
You're on the ground.
Okay. I can skirmish, not prone. Right, well, I'll do the damage first.
Just go all damage, bro. Just kill him.
8.
Okay, so Chris, you take 8 points of damage so far. You can subtract your 1 point of armor and your toughness from that 8. Jenny, what are you doing with the 6 stun points?
Can I only use the ones that are in its description, or can I use the normal?
No, you can
combat
use the normal
stun?
ones.
Okay.
Just glad you're hitting me because I'm technically the tank. So
Yeah.
I'll use 2 to knock him prone because he did it to me, the little shit.
Right.
And then I've got 4 left.
Bear in mind, Chris has to go in about 6 minutes.
2d6 damage. 2d6 damage.
Yeah.
Divine intervention.
Is it 4 punts? 4 stun points to do the 2d6 damage.
It's
It's
5.
5.
Oh, is it 5?
Yeah.
You
So
could
you
just,
could
could
not
you just
knock
do
him-
lethal blow twice?
You could not knock him prone, and you could do that if you wanted to.
Yeah, fuck it, I'll do that
Okay,
then.
I'll take the prone marker back off him. So you're going to do the extra 2d6 damage. Go ahead and roll the extra 2d6 damage. Okay, Chris, take another 7 points of damage. Don't reduce this because it was included with the previous lot. So just
I'll
7
use the
points of
one
damage.
So you're actually taking 7 points of damage.
That's
Jesus.
right. He's actually taken 7 straight through.
I'll use the 1 point left to skirmish him away a little bit.
Okay, ping where you want to move.
Only move a little bit, like so.
2 meters. You can move and ping where you want to move.
This way.
Right, you are.
If I can knock him off the platform, then I'll do that.
It won't knock it. Oh well, actually it might. No, it will just. It's very close to the walkway up to the north there,
Okay.
so it won't knock him over. Okay, Anthony, you to go. What would you like to do while you're being battered by this combat?
I am going to use. Let's see. I'm going to use my conviction
Oh.
To do what?
to heal myself.
Okay, go
What's
for
the
it.
other things it can do?
Stop you from dying.
Yes, you can use it so that you don't die when you're knocked down to 0 hit points. You can use it to re-roll a roll you weren't happy with.
I would honestly keep it until you're, super, super low. Just in case.
God, my drive says not to go inside.
Well, you've got about 6
Well, we're
minutes
not winning
left,
this
so-
fight.
I told you to get in, and you
didn't.
didn't.
What would you like to do?
I'm going to push them through the door. The door is open, isn't it? Or is it not yet?
No, door's not open.
No, that's why we're not going through it, because they haven't opened it on the inside.
That's
What's
why
going on with them?
I've added myself to the initiative turn order
Cool.
because I'm going to open the door.
Right, brilliant.
But I would go after Greg
Right, okay.
if you want to move me down the thing.
I don't see you at all, actually. Jeremy Halford, yes I do.
Yeah, it's on 12.
Technically, Anthony, you could hold your action. Jeremy could open the door, then we could all
Oh,
go.
Yeah,
well,
I'll-
I'll let you do it now, Sean, because this is like the second or third combat round, so I'll let you say you did it at the end of the last round if you want, and then get in.
Yeah, well, I'll hold the door open then.
Oh, okay. So the door's open, so what's Anthony doing?
I'm holding the action till the other three have gotten in.
Right you are. So, it is, Marie, it's your combat. What's it want to do?
Right,
Well, I'm going to try and grab. Basically, Greg Bishop's trying to grab.
Yep.
The combat, yeah.
Mhm.
I'm going to preempt him and grab him instead.
Okay, go ahead.
So, I'm just looking for. What do
I
I
was
use
gonna
for it?
ask.
Just dexterity or?
Sorry, you're grabbing him rather than attacking him, are you?
Well, I'll attack. I'll just attack with a bite, yeah?
Right, okay.
I'll try and bite him, seeing he's close by. Bite you.
And with 2
Am I
stun
getting,
points.
Is there an echo for you guys?
With 2
Oh,
stun
good.
points, what do you want to do with the stun points?
There's his damage. Is it just basic melee stunts? Yeah.
Yes.
General combat. There we go. Skirmish. I'm gonna push him back 2 yards.
Okay.
2
Ping
yards.
where you want to move him to.
There.
I didn't see a ping. Ping again?
But might not ping for the bats.
No, it just didn't ping.
Closer
you
to
gonna-
the other cop. Closer to Genbat.
There.
Okay, yeah, that'll do nicely. Okay, so you push him away, like slash him and push him away from the door. Greg, you to go. What would you like to do?
I'm just deleting the cross I'm in.
Yeah.
Am I able to do a stun roll, skirmish my friends into the building?
They can get into the building if you.
Just because they don't go for a little while. Actually, I don't know when they go. When do they go?
End of the round is coming up pretty quickly.
Okay then.
It's you, Jeremy, then.
I'm gonna grab. Can I grab Anthony and drag him through? Because the other two are.
Yes,
gonna
I'm
come
going to
through
allow
anyway.
it. Aye.
Yeah, then I'm wanting to do that. What do you
Okay.
want us to roll?
Nope.
Or not?
No,
fine.
it's not a combat action or anything. So you grab Anthony and pull him through the door.
And I'll yell at the others. Come on.
Yeah. Bert and Ernie charge through the door behind you, and the people inside slam the door shut as the two combats circle about outside in the storm.
Chris says he can stay a bit.
Because I was going to lob a bomb.
Go for it then, since we've got a bit
Where
extra
did you
time.
get a bomb?
He made some earlier.
Yeah.
He made some earlier.
He made
What
them.
was it?
He took a leaf out of Rab's book.
He did.
And he's made a Molotov.
yeah, I
with
remember
crude
that
oil.
conversation. Okay, sorry.
So unfortunately, I'm going to attempt to throw one at this.
Go for it. Go for it.
Yeah, just for the sheer hell of it.
Yeah, go on.
And then we're going to close the door, sort of thing. Someone else is going to push the door closed.
Okay.
So accuracy,
Yes, that's right.
accuracy test. Take that, yeah.
12. So you've missed, but you've only missed by a meter, which means you've thrown it. It's hit the ground behind the combat and gone. Which means it's still going to be caught in the blast.
Because it's oil, it won't go out in the rain, will it?
No. Shouldn't do. So that's
Is the bat on the ground?
no, that one's in the air, but it's going to be it was attacking a human, so it can't be above 2 meters, which is the blast radius. So
Right, okay.
you can go ahead and do the 2d6 plus 2 damage for the petrol
Okay. Where's my advanced dice roller? There it is. That's a 2. That's a 6. That's a 2. Come on, roll. There you go.
Oh, that's a nice roll.
That'll warm your backside.
What damage should we get? So, oh god, that's not bad, is it? So 10 on the combat, whose toughness is not going to count against explosives. So
Go
it goes
Marie Bat.
straight through to Marie Bat for 10 points of damage, Marie.
Oh. Monsters.
You're going to need to make a morale test as well after that. So
You've just been set on fire.
it is willpower morale if you have morale, or just straight willpower if you don't.
There is morale.
Oh, I've got willpower morale.
Okay, make a roll, please.
10.
Oh, hang on, this is playing foot. Fuck off. This fucking thing. Alright, so I'm trying to do one simple fucking thing. I see why it's not working. Okay.
I feel like if the robot uprising happened, Bryan would be the first to be killed by the robot.
Absolutely. I'm going to go down fighting now. The printer's getting it.
Can I just point out that, like, I have techno wizardry? Like, I don't mean my character or anything, I mean me.
Yeah.
There was
but you
one
ha-
of
you
the
have
things-
arguments.
Yeah. Okay, so what just happened? While I was struggling with the technology, what just happened?
Willpower
I
roll.
rolled
Right.
willpower morale and I got a 10.
Okay, thank you very much. So, the combat's had enough. It doesn't like being set on fire. It's decided to fly away screaming. So that combat's out of the... yes, exactly. That combat is out of the fight. Fuck this, it thinks. I'm off to eat some shrimp instead. They seem to be a bit easier.
They don't set me on fire.
They don't set me on fire as often.
And we've shut the door as well.
And
so.
you shut the door behind us. So, as the door clangs shut with a big metallic thunk, there's I'll put the fire marker on when I get a chance. That's what I was trying to do, but it wasn't working. So there's a fire burning outside. You guys are all trapped inside the building. One of the combats is still out there somewhere. You're not absolutely sure whether the men of war are still at the other side or whether they've left. Everybody in here is looking terrified and nobody can hear anything because the pumps are running. And that, folks, is where we're going to leave it till next week. So
And this is getting intense.
Oh, actually, it won't be next week. I do apologise.
Yeah.
We have to miss next week, so we won't be back for till the week after. Because next week, Marie and I will be knackered from having built our new fence.
That's no excuse.
Yes, it is. This is a man who
my day.
This is coming from Ben, who gets out of breath if he has to unload the Greg's pasties into the fridge.
Isn't Ben helping you? Excuse me, I did the Greg's because he didn't want to.
See what I mean? See what I mean? Right, okay. Well, thank you very much for coming. We will see you all again in 2 weeks for the next part of
27.
Pandora's Wake Apocalypse Age. Do take care, stay safe, and we'll see you in a fortnight's time.
Don't touch the wall.